Welcome to Bailey Brayton Field. Ballpark's playing with the wind blowing out today. It means it could be a day for the Bats. Washington State, one of the hottest teams in the pack. They've won 3 of 4 series, and if they win this series, there's a direct line to the postseason. One of the best pitching staffs in America is anchored by Zach Petway on the Fridays. Petway has a 3.71 earned run average. He's only walked 10 batters all year long, and he's struck out 49. And this UCLA Bruins staff has been leading the way here for this team that was picked to win the pack in the preseason. Petway pitched well last time out against the Beavers. Big loss here coming into this one. The All-American shortstop, preseason pack player of the year, Matt McClain, got late-breaking news that he will not be playing in this ballgame. Meanwhile, on the flip side of things, the Cougars have had one of the best offenses in America. Kyle Manzardo and Tristan Peterson have been 2 of the hottest bats in the league. You see the grand slam there by Manzardo. He went the opposite way with that one, and he uses this right field wind stream in Bailey Brayton really well, and he's one of the top hitters in the country, an All-American candidate. Meanwhile, the last 3 ball games, Tristan Peterson has hit a homer in each of them. The wind again is blowing out just like that. Today it's blowing out to right toward those tennis courts as it does sometimes, and the ball will be flying out of the ballpark over that right field wall. 17 hits between the 2 of these guys in the middle of the Cougar lineup. 5 homers combined. They have been 2 of the best bats, 2 of the best power bats in the pack and the country, trying to power the Cougs to the postseason. It's the Cougs against the Bruins here, a Friday night game. 2 of the best teams in the Pac-12 this year. Washington State with Brandon White on the hill to counter Zach Petway for this game here on the Palouse.
Coach Green, part of a number of big-time recruiting gets and developments and some big leaguers. Obviously, the biggest name would be shortstop Brandon Crawford, who won 3 World Series titles with the rival of the Los Angeles Dodgers, the team that shall not be named. But yeah, a lot of history with these 2. It was fun to hear Coach Green talk about Coach Savage.
Yeah, they're close. Not only are they close professionals, now peers here in the pack, but they're close personally, and they're at home plate right now giving the lineup cards and talking about grounds rules with the umpires. Darren Hyman will be the home plate ump. Brett Terry's at first. Jake Uhlenhop's at second. And Randy Sutton is at third. All familiar names if you're a Pack baseball fan, a veteran Pack umpiring crew. It's a crisp, windy evening. There was some precipitation during the BP session for UCLA. That has passed. It should all be dry here. From here on out, it's a little oddly chilly. It was about 80 degrees yesterday here on the Palouse. It's in the 50s and windy here now, and it should dip down even further as we get toward dusk, and will be downright chilly and maybe cold here if the wind keeps up. But for now, it's comfortable in the sun. The wind, Bobby, as we know it, it always plays with a jet stream out to right. That's accentuated here today. There is a stiff breeze playing out to right that will for sure affect this game.
Yeah, eerily similar to last Saturday's game against number 8 Oregon, when the Cougs hit 5 home runs. Nearly 4 of them were the other way, right into that, with the wind.
Yeah, they've hit the ball so well at home. The way this season went, the Cougs started off with a front-loaded road schedule, as they always do, maybe a little bit more than normal this year. They won 15 road games, which at the time when they first came back home was the 4th most in America, and they had only 3 road games remaining at the start of this long homestand here, the last 5-6 weeks of the year, and their only 3 road games have been at Dedeaux Field. They may go on the road again, depending on the TBD situation with that last series before the Husky series. But you got the sense that if they got hot here, there was a chance they could make a line to the postseason because of all of those non-conference wins. Hey, before we get to it and get this game pitched, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to ID themselves as affiliates. This is Cougar Baseball.
This is a presentation of Learfield IMG College.
So Brian Green, John Savage are at the dish. UCLA is in their typical road grays with UCLA in cursive, their signature blue. And they've got the solid gray pants with the blue stirrups pulled up knee-high with the White Sox. And then the Cougs have an alternate anthracite top. A lot of the Cougar players have crimson long sleeves underneath that. No names on the back. White numbers, kind of oversized numbers on the back. And then Cougars across the chest in white font. The pants have solid whites with crimson piping all the way down to the ankles. Most of the guys have the pants pulled all the way down to the cleats, as Washington State will take the field here in just a moment with Brandon White on the hill. You know, Bobby, through this year, and I talked to Brian about this, through the year there have been points where we said, hey, maybe the Cougs have a shot. They can't afford to lose this at least. And then they'd win. They won the series in Salt Lake City. They won the series in Berkeley. At this point now, with the win last weekend over the Ducks, they've proven it's real. They can do it. Now they just need to execute here, and they've kind of gotten the respect they've needed in those key moments. And the back's not really up against the wall anymore. The people just know the Cougs are really good. They can hit. They're second in the league in offense. They're second in the league in doubles and scoring. And now if they win these home games, they're going to go to the postseason.
All right. You mentioned the word earn the respect. Well, yeah, and the attention. Now the National with D1Baseball.com is mentioning you as one of the 6 series to watch this weekend and throughout the country. You're on the minds of a lot of people. Now it's time to show them, to kind of put it up, back up that Oregon series weekend and do it against another nationally ranked team, a perennial power, UCLA, a big name brand. So a big opportunity this weekend. We've said that a lot these last couple of weeks, and that's been fun.
It has been fun. These games have been more and more meaningful as Brandon White's getting warm now. His last start got touched up a little bit. He went into the 4th, but he didn't get out of it, and he did not record an out. He went 3+, allowed 7 runs. 4 of them were earned, but 6 hits and only 1 strikeout. It wasn't the Brandon White we're used to, Bobby. It really wasn't him.
No, he's struggled a little bit with command, and he's kind of fought that at times this season. But had a chance to talk with him and Zane Mills the other day at practice, and those 2 young men are very excited about this series. Last weekend was a lot of fun at Oregon. Obviously, Brandon is excited to bounce back, but Brandon White and Zane Mills, this is why you come to the Pac-12 and pitch at Bailey Brayton, and you want to face these top 25, a team like UCLA, and see if you can change the program around, which is what Zane and Brandon White have talked about since they've been here, that they want to change this program around, get them back to the postseason, and beat these top 25 teams.
He's throwing here to Jake Meyer. The defensive alignment for the Cougs has Meyer behind the dish. He's been the regular catcher here all year. Kyle Manzardo's at first. The second baseman here for the Cougs, it's a little bit different because Kyle Russell will be unavailable here this weekend. It's Gunnar Gouldsmith at second. The third baseman is Jack Smith, and then the shortstop is Cody Colden, the typical defensive alignment. Now from right to left in the outfield, it's Justin Vanderbrick, Colin Montez, and Jacob McKeon. McKeon's out there in left, sufficient with the glove, but really he's out there because of his bat. He's been one of the best Coug hitters, and he's hitting .346, and they have him in the 8-hole. The Cougar lineup has been that good here this year. First pitch of the ballgame coming to Kevin Kendall, the leadoff man here for UCLA, as Brandon White gets us started. First pitch is swung on and lifted. Might be playable down the left field line. The shortstop, Colden, calls off the help, drifts toward second base and makes the play. At his left shoulder, 1 pitch and 1 down here on the Palouse.
We already see the wind factoring in. We saw, luckily the Cougars had a chance. They played in this a couple times, but maybe a typical Jack Smith first couple steps off the bat were racing towards the foul line, but then he kind of stopped and put on the brakes and let it blow right back into the glove of Cody Colden at shortstop.
Yeah, that wind already affected things here, as the second hitter is Mikey Perez, the shortstop today for UCLA. White's pitch is a strike. There's a fastball on the outside corner, well placed. Perez, and then JT Schwartz is the 3-hole hitter. He is a very powerful bat for UCLA. 6 homers on the year, and he's missed some time with injury. Here's the 0-1 to Perez, and that comes in a little bit low. Fastball misses for ball number 1.
It feels like a big first inning for both clubs. Let's see how UCLA handles kind of the shake-up to their lineup without missing their star and Matt McClain. But a big inning for Brandon White, trying to bounce back after a tough last week against Oregon.
1-1 pitch from the big righty. Inside, changeup just misses, and the count's 2-1. Good movement on that pitch, just a little bit out of the zone.
Yeah, good call on the changeup. I think that's probably something Brandon wants to work back in. It was really effective in that win at Cal, or excuse me, his impressive start at Cal. Threw a lot of changeups that day.
2 balls and a strike here for White to Perez. The pitch Just off the plate outside, 3-1. Fastball misses. We've seen changeup from Brandon White a little bit more, and also from Zane Mills. We've seen a little more of the change for both the Friday-Saturday starters. 3 balls and a strike here to Perez, the 2-hole hitter for UCLA. Pitch is swung on, popped up, won't leave the infield. White's called off by Manzardo, who loses the ball cap on the run toward the mound and makes the squeeze. That's 2 up and 2 down here in the first.
A nice job. Fell behind in the count, but Brandon White attacks the strike zone. Might have got the change up a little bit more. Nice job of executing that. Gets the pop out to first. Nice job by Manzardo. I think every pop up, no matter how routine it looks, it's going to be tough this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be an adventure out there with this really stiff breeze out to right. Here's JT Schwartz now, 381 hitter in 105 ABs, 6 dingers. The pitch to him. There's a strike. That's the changeup to start on the outside edge. And there's strike 1 here to the lefty hitting Schwartz. Now UCLA goes Schwartz, Hahn, and Cuellar. Lefty, lefty, lefty here. 3, 4, and 5 in their lineup. And here's the 0-1 now to Schwartz. California native. Pitch is swung on and fouled back, and you can hear the wind whipping up there as that fastball was touched foul down the third base side, and White's ahead 0-2. White's looking for his first K. 0-2 count here, 2 down in the first. White's pitched to contact through the first 2 batters with some soft fly ball outs in the infield and just beyond it. The 0-2 swung on and missed strike 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning to start. Coug bats face off against Petway at the bottom of the first.
Get big league performance in your backyard with Steel battery tools. From mowers to trimmers, our AK Homeowner Series starts at just $199.99. Steel is not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot. Pick up at over 10,000 local dealers. Real Steel. Find yours at SteelDealers.com. All prices MSRP. Available participating dealers. Lowe's and the Home Depot are trademarks of their respective companies.
Boost Collaborative is a proud sponsor of Cougar Baseball and is a proud supporter of people with disabilities on the Palouse. For over 50 years, Boost Collaborative has been here to help families and their toddlers meet developmental milestones. For youth and adults, Boost provides job placement, on-the-job training, and follow-along supports. Now you can play a part in Boost's success through your donations and purchases at Palouse Treasures Thrift Store in Pullman. Boost Collaborative, empowering people with disabilities on the Palouse. Go Cougs!
Brandon White puts the Bruins down in order in the top of the first. Here's Zach Petway getting warmed up now, the defensive alignment for UCLA. Noah Cardenas is the catcher. JT Schwartz, who struck out in his plate appearance, is at first base. The second baseman is Kevin Kendall, which is unique here for UCLA. This is a different defensive alignment because of the injury to the shortstop, Matt McClain. Mikey Perez is the shortstop today. And then Kyle Carros, son of Eric Carros, and actually his brother's also on the ball club, but Kyle Carros is at third. Michael Curiali is in right field. John Vaughns is in center, and Kyle Cuellar is in left. And here is Cody Colden now, leadoff man for the Cougs. First pitch is away for ball number 1. So Colden steps in now hitting .314. And one of the things Brian Green said he wanted to do when he got here, the 1-0, is a little bit low, 2-0. Breaking ball misses from Petway. He wanted to hit, he wanted to score double-digit runs every game. That's the Brian Green brand of baseball. And boy, have they done it. In just 1 year, they are now the second leading run-scoring team in the pack. The 2-0 is a strike. That's a breaking ball there from Petway. Good-looking pitch from the righty. And Bobby, it's been from the jump. I mean, they had a non-conference where they scored double-digit runs regularly. The 2-1 to Colden. Swung on it, pulled down the left field line. If it's fair, it's extras, and it's foul by a few feet.
Yeah, been a lot of fun to watch this year. We've been busy on the stats end. So WSU with 13 games of 10-plus runs or more. That's the most since 2010. Most by a Cougar team since 2010. Looking for a couple more this weekend.
Here's Petway now. 2-2 pitch coming to Colden. And this is off the hands, lifted a blooper into center, and it's over the glove of Perez, the shortstop. There's a single for Cody Colden. He muscles a 2-2 pitch out in the center field.
Maybe the effects of no Matt McClain, potential first-round shortstop, not in the lineup today, and was one of the speedsters, one of the fastest guys in the league. He shares the team lead with 9 stolen bases, so he's got some speed, and a ball falls in right away. Nice job by Cody Colden to muscle a pitch back up the middle, and leadoff man is on.
Here's Kyle Manzardo now, one of the top hitters in America, 387 average, has 10 homers. That's 3 off the pack lead. The pitch to him is a strike on the outside edge. Manzardo has power to all parts of the ballpark. Has 16 doubles, 10 homers, 51 runs driven in. A premier player and a high draftable prospect here for the Cougs, the 0-1. Inside, off-speed pitch, misses 1-1. Petway started against the Cougs in 2018, and he went 7 innings, gave up 9 hits, 5 runs, 6 Ks, no walks in that outing. And that was in L.A. The 1-1 is swung on, grounded to third. Carros tosses to second for 1. The turn to first, there's a double play. 5-4-3. And so just like that, 2 outs here in the first.
Nice job by Petway. Falls behind a little bit. Manzardo working already. Show him the scouting report. They're going to work both sides of the plate. Manzardo tries to go the other way. Well, one hopper right to Perez at third base. A nice double play turn by the Bruins.
Here's Tristan Peterson now in the 3-hole. Montez is batting cleanup today. The first pitch to Peterson is a breaking ball that's low for ball number 1. Petway went 6 innings last outing against Oregon State. Only struck out 1, that's a season low, but only allowed 1 run. And the 1-0 is a strike, a breaking ball outside edge. Petway has come breaking ball forward here in the first inning. We've seen almost exclusively off-speed stuff from Petway, which is rare. The 1-1 swung on and missed. Fastball that fools Peterson. Way up in the zone, and the count's 1-2. Not easy to fool Peterson. Hitting .291 now, 4 homers, and 3 of them have come in the last 3 games. And the 1-2 pitch. Inside, fastball misses, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes here, 2 down. Bases empty after the double play. The third baseman, Carros, is tight to the line, the 2-2. Strike 3 got him outside edge. A lot of movement on that pitch. And Peterson goes down looking as we go to the second, scoreless here, Cougs and Bruins.
The Kalispel tribe has always had a tradition of giving back, even when there wasn't much to give. But since opening Northern Quest 20 years ago, we've been able to give back more than ever with 1,500 jobs, $20 million donated to the local community and nonprofits, and a $275 million economic impact on the region annually. So here's to the Kalispel hospitality that made it all possible, and to another 20 years of even better days ahead.
At Boeing, we support events that bring us closer, make our communities better places to live and work, and help us build a sound future together. That's why we are proud to be the title sponsor of the Boeing Apple Cup Series. When we celebrate this long-standing rivalry, we celebrate Washington's spirit, and that's something we can all get behind. The Boeing Apple Cup Series, here for the rivalry, here for the tradition.
Scoreless ball game right now after 1 between UCLA and Washington State. Quick update from Corvallis. USC jumped out to an early 4-0 lead over Oregon State, but the Beavers come back and beat the Trojans 5-4, the final in that game. Now for more Cougars baseball, we'll send it back to Chaz and Bobby.
All right, thanks very much, Wolf. How about that? The Beavers come back and beat the Trojans. That's the next opponent for the Cougs. Cougs go to USC. So that's a series that we'll listen for here this weekend. Pitch now to Josh Hahn, the cleanup hitter for the Bruins, is low and away for ball number 1. It's Hahn, Cuellar, and Carros, 4, 5, and 6 here for UCLA. Hahn's the designated hitter. And the storyline here for UCLA is their first-round drafted shortstop is not playing here this weekend. Matt McClain is out, so Hahn's in the cleanup spot. Pitch to him is a strike on the outside edge. Yeah, we've seen a lot more changeup here from Brandon White the first 2 innings.
I know he saw a left-handed heavy lineup in Cal a couple weeks ago, and he threw a lot of changeups and worked into the 7th inning, did a good job.
And the 1-1 to Hahn. Low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Hahn. The sophomore's hitting .297 on the year, 4 homers, 23 runs driven in. The 2-1 pitch from White is swung on and fouled off third base side. How fun would it be, Bobby, to go to Lubbock, Texas as a regional seed here in the postseason? How great would that be?
It'd be fun. I think that ballpark probably plays a little bit like this one. A little windy down there in West Texas.
It is funny how certain places have odd connections. The 2-2 here to Hahn. Inside high and tight, ball 3. Just so many Lubbock to Pullman connections over the last 3 years. From Cammie Etheridge. One of the strangest Coug trivia facts and the oddest coincidences is the Craig Elo Cammie Etheridge connection. The 3-2 is swung on and fouled back. You know, if you had said there's a high school that has 2 jerseys hung up on the wall, and only 2, and one of them is a male basketball player and the other is a female basketball player, and they're in Lubbock, Texas, and one of them is one of the all-time great Coug basketball players, and the other is the current women's basketball coach. I mean, what are the odds of that? The stars aligning. 3-2 pitch here to Hahn. Swung on and hit on a line down to Manzardo. Backhand stab, and he runs to the bag and makes the play as Manzardo has the first out here in the second. Well done by the first baseman.
Yeah, nice job by Brandon White. A 3-2 count. Maybe a week ago he doesn't execute that pitch, but good challenge down in the zone. Gets the ground ball out to his All-American at first base and Kyle Manzardo and makes a nice backhand play. Out number 1.
One low hopper there to Manzardo. Here's Kyle Cuellar now, the left fielder for UCLA. As Jack Smith's playing even at the third base bag. The second baseman, Gunnar Gouldsmith's out on the outfield turf. The pitch. There's a strike. Fastball outside corner, and the count's 0-1.
With all these lefties, UCLA lefties in the lineup, I wonder if Michael Newstrom will see any of them this weekend.
Oh, I would think so. Yeah, the lefty specialist out of the pen for the Cougs. The 0-1 here to Cuellar is swung on and chopped right side of the infield. High hopper to the shoulder of Gouldsmith. He throws a little bit up the right field line, but on target. 2 up and 2 down in the second.
You know what else about those UCLA left-handed hitters? None of them are named Michael Toglia.
Yeah, that's right.
Or Eric Falia.
Yeah. Falia and Toglia were just torturing the Cougs for years. Toglia could really play first baseman. Falia, of course, as well. And here's Kyle Carros now, the righty hitter here for UCLA. Carros is the third baseman. Pitch to him is a fastball outside, ball number 1.
See, I didn't even need to bring it up now. They just show up and the Dodger references start.
Oh, stop.
World Series champs, man. Just keeps coming up.
Look, you have been excited to talk about Eric Carros for a month now. And by a month, I mean like 5 years. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and grounded to short, and this is scooped by Colden. Sidearms to first. Good speed by Carros, but the throw beats him by about half a step. 3 up and 3 down here in the second. As we go to the bottom of the second, Bobby will figure out another way to get that kind of reference in as we continue scoreless here on the Palouse.
And now, a moment of chill from Coors Light. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment, made to chill in a canoe, holding a beer instead of a paddle. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Play Washington State University's Palouse Ridge Golf Club, the 18-hole championship course on the northeast side of the Pullman campus. The beauty of this public course is only rivaled by the golf experience. Grab a bucket of balls and visit the range. Join us for excellent dining at Round Top Public House Restaurant. Find apparel and golf gear at our golf shop or visit our e-store for gift cards and more shipped to your door. For reservations and tee times, visit PalouseRidge.com.
So Brandon White's faced the minimum through 2 as the Cougar bats come back up. 4, 5, and 6 here for Washington State. Montez, Smith, and Vanderbrick here to try to knock around Zach Petway here on the hill in a scoreless game as Colin Montez, Jack Smith, and Justin Vanderbrick make up the second inning batting order. Colin Montez has been one of the best bats in the pack, 7 homers on the year. He's hitting .329. And Petway's pitch is swung on and fouled off speed pitch. Petway has a little hitch in the giddy up there in the back of his windup. Kind of just holds on to the ball for an extra second to get some juice behind it there. The 0-1. There's a strike, and it works for him on the outside edge there.
Yeah, just enough of a little hesitation. Maybe messes with the timing throughout the hitters, and maybe some kind of a new age pitching style a little bit.
Here's the 0-2 now. It is the full windup. Breaking ball is just touched on the outside edge. Montez did well just to touch that ball. That was a nasty breaker there. Petway's been one of the top pack pitchers for years. Went 8 innings against Baylor. That's his career high. The 0-2. High fastball that Montez lays off. The thing Petway doesn't do is throw 99. He's not that guy. But he has really good command of the breaking stuff. He's shown that already. The 1-2. Outside, Montez lays off. 2-2. Some of the best pitchers in the pack don't have the highest velocity.
Yeah, but they pitch. They command all 4 pitches, so a lot of fun to watch.
2-2. Montez does well to lay off. There's an off-speed pitch high and away, and now it's all full 3-2.
It's one of those early at-bats that, win or lose if you get on base, if you don't. They've seen a lot of pitches, so good at-bat here for Montez.
Here's the 3-2 pitch now. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gorgeous off-speed pitch from Petway, and Montez goes down.
Wow, pretty breaking pitch down in the zone. Montez thought he got something up and took a big hack that it might have hit it to the tennis courts, but nice job by Petway. A good challenge pitch, and then breaks it off towards the bottom of the zone for out number 1. Gets a good hitter in Montez.
There's Jack Smith now into the box. Smith's hitting .333 on the year. Fastball is a strike on the outside edge. If the Cougs do make their way to a regional, they'll be covered by media members that haven't seen them through the year. And so the first thing they'll do is they'll look at the stats. The 0-1 is a strike on the outside part, breaking ball. And what we'll show to them is a lot of 300 averages, a lot of averages around 300, a lot of doubles and extra base hits. The 0-2 is swung on and fouled off. They'll say, well, the Cougs are from the pack, and that's generally an ace pitcher's league. Mm-hmm. And this is a team that can hit in that league like this. These guys can really swing the bats. And they don't really give you a break 1 through 9. The 0-2 now to Smith, who's the 5-hole hitter. West Side kid from Mercer Island. The 0-2. Swung on and fouled off all the way to the roof of the batting facility. Might have cleared it down the right field line.
Jack had a pretty good one the other night, hit a solo shot in that first inning just to the left of the scoreboard, and a pretty epic bat flip I think you would have been proud of.
I advocate that. The 0-2 pitch is high, 1-2.
I know you're a big bat flip guy.
Is that right? I didn't realize that I had that reputation.
Well, we've been on Palouse Ridge, and that's all you do throughout the round. It's pretty annoying. But
1 ball, 2 strike count here. I'm just excited when I hit the ball. Mm-hmm. The 1-2 pitch. Low and inside, 2-2. And so it's even now with 1 out, bases empty. The shortstop, Mikey Perez, who again is not the typical shortstop here for the Bruins, is very deep in the hole. The 2-2 is swung on and grounded that direction, scooped up by Carros at third. He has time, slings across, and that is the second out of the second. So now Justin Vanderbrick comes up, and he's trying to get a 2-out rally going here against UCLA's Zach Petway. Petway generally gives you no fewer than 5 innings, but he doesn't usually go more than 7. He kind of gets you right into the 6th, 7th inning, which is great. He's very consistent. He's been 6+ every outing since mid-March. First pitch swung on the opposite way and lifted into the glove of the right fielder Curiali as we go to the third, just like that on one pitch. 3 up and 3 down here in the second. It's scoreless here on the Palouse.
You know, some just see a lottery ticket, but it's actually a whole lot more. It helps contribute to education across the state. It's for the stadium and sports fans.
Sounders win it again!
For local businesses and the neighbors who run them.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good, thanks.
For the chance to enrich people's lives.
Oh my gosh, we won!
A little something for all of us.
When you play Washington's lottery, all of Washington wins. Must be 18 or older to purchase.
The weather is changing, and now is the time to prepare your home for winter with some new energy-efficient windows from McVeigh Brothers. McVeigh Brothers specializes in top-rated Coeur d'Alene window series that has the newest technology to reduce your heat bills and the perfect replacement doors to secure your home. And right now, when you install 4 new quality windows, we'll give you the 5th window at 50% off.
McVeigh Brothers Siding and Windows, we're working for you.
Give us a call for your free quote today.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield IMG College under the broadcasting rights granted by Washington State University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of Washington State University and Learfield IMG College. Announcers are provided by Learfield IMG College and approved by Washington State University.
7, 8, 9 due up here in the Bruin lineup. It is Cardenas, Curiali, and Vaughns. The catcher, right fielder, and center fielder here for UCLA. A blustery, windy evening here on the Palouse. The sun will wreak havoc with first base here for the next 30 minutes or so. We saw an E3 that greatly affected a game against Oregon last weekend on Friday. The pitch is a strike on the outside edge. And I actually talked to Brian Green specifically about that on Saturday, and he said they're very much aware of it. The 0-1 is high and away. And it's really not a disadvantage to just the Cougs because both teams have to field it. But on these Friday 6 o'clock games, from about 6:30 to 7, the first baseman's playing the position blinded by the sun. The 1-1 comes in low, 2-1. And he said, it's the same for both, so it is what it is. It was unfortunate that it happened to pop up to Kyle Manzardo, and that time the ball was in his glove. He couldn't see it, and it popped out. Here's the 2-1 now to Cardenas. Inside 3-1. Bobby, you and I have had the discussion about the game stoppage, the league-accepted 20-minute game stoppage at Rice. Haven't we had that discussion?
No, but I've heard of that before where people kind of take a pause and let the sun go down behind the fence.
Yeah, so there's way behind the batter's eye in Houston, the 3-1 pitch is swung on in line to right field. There's a hit to right, scooped up by Vanderbrick, and it's a single for Cardenas. First hit of the game for the Bruins. Leadoff man's on in the third. So at Rice, which is a great baseball park and a storied baseball program, there is a skyscraper. I believe it's part of the hospital complex. It may not be a hospital building, but way out in center, it's all glass. And for about 20 minutes, right time of day in Houston, the umpire cannot see the ball. And so the league has agreed that because there's nothing you can do about that, you're not going to move the building, you're not going to move the stadium, you're not going to raise the batter's eye as high as a skyscraper. That's not going to work.
You're not going to play at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m.
Right. And depending on the time of year, also, it's sort of unavoidable because the way the sun shifts at different times of the baseball season. So the pitcher to Curiali is swung on and popped up, playable to center field. Colin Montez fights some shadows and wind a little bit. His ball cap falls off, and now he makes the play for the first out of the third. Hanging on at first is Cardenas. So what they do is the home plate umpire will call time, and he'll just kind of nod to each head coach, and they will just stop play for about 15, 20 minutes. And they will, literally eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, just hang out. Yes. You're just waiting for time to pass.
So interesting. And you can imagine someone walking into the park for the first time, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, they're just waiting for the sun to get What?
Yeah, it's very strange. It really is confusing. Here's John Vaughns now, Pasadena native, in the box, and the defensive center fielder here. You know, one of the things that makes baseball so fun is that, unlike football or basketball, the fields are all different. And each one has its own quirks, and that's the ground rules discussion that they go over at home plate. And, in Chavez Ravine, it's different than Fenway Park. And the pitch is a strike on the outside edge. Fastball's in there for strike one. Jackie Robinson Ballpark's very different than Bailey Brayton Field in its own ways, especially at night and during the day. The ball flies differently in different places. Well, some places you can't see, apparently. And the 0-1 is outside, 1-1.
Once we got word of the lineup change, John Vaughns got inserted in. We'll be playing center field today, and here he is right here. He's a two-sport athlete, plays on the football team as well, had 13 tackles for the Bruins, a defensive back, but a good-looking athlete here in the box.
Yeah, that's really impressive to play two sports in the pack. The 1-1 is swung on and lined the opposite way to left. McKeon's right underneath it as that ball screams into his glove for the second out in the third.
Yeah, pretty swing, and I was going to assume that he plays defensive back in the Pac-12. Probably tough to double up.
Yeah, he can move. Absolutely. He can motor. And here's Kevin Kendall. A lot of linebackers are usually two-way players, right? Well, maybe not. Safeties, I suppose. Thinking of Steve Gleason. Thinking of, was it Mike Bush, I believe?
Right.
Here's Kevin Kendall in the box with Cardenas off of first. And White deals. Pitch is swung on, lifted into very shallow center. The shortstop, Colden, glides with the breeze toward right and makes the adjustment and the play. So the leadoff man is stranded at first. We go to the bottom of the third. It is still scoreless here on the Palouse.
Hey, Kook fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppo's.
The Clearwater River Casino and Lodge proudly supports Washington State University Athletics, the premier venue for events and entertainment. Located 4 miles east of Lewiston, Idaho. Come hit the jackpot with us. With over 600 gaming machines, saltwater pool, restaurant, and giant screens in the Stadium Sports Bar. Owned and operated by the Nez Perce Tribe, our hospitality is legendary. Stay, play, and get away with the Clearwater River Casino. And oh yeah, go Cougs!
Bottom of the third here coming up. It is Jake Meyer, Jacob McKeon, and Gunnar Goldsmith here. 7, 8, 9 for the Cougs in a scoreless game. Cougs and Bruins. Live here at Bailey Brayton alongside Sports Information Director Bobby Allworth. Matt Chazanow with you. And we've got Wolf Goki back in the network studios having a discussion there about two-sport pack athletes. What'd you find on the old internet there, Bobby?
Yeah, Mike Bush did play basketball. Scored over 1,000 points.
Yep, Mike Bush, great two-sport athlete. You know who the sneakiest two-sport athlete in history of Washington State University is Mark Hendrickson. And I say sneaky because he went pro in both, but at different times.
And only played pitched a handful of games here, baseball-wise.
Interesting. Pitch is swung on and missed there. Primarily a basketball player. Jake Meyer over the top of that first one.
It's funny, and then I saw something on NBA TV this morning, scanning through. They were doing something on the draft, and obviously it was a focus on Kobe. but I think Hendrickson was part of that draft, and Kerry Kittles and all those guys. It was
95, yeah. 01 is low and away, 1-1.
I believe that was a focus on how like some of these 4-year college players were going, what's going on? And now you got a guy like Kobe Bryant coming out of high school, and they felt disrespected. And then they also they saw him working out, like, oh, okay.
I get it. Is it maybe 94?
Yeah.
Swing and a miss there by Meyer. Was it 94? I think it was 94.
Early to mid-90s, but it was kind of real funny that Hendrickson comes up today. But
that is
he
funny.
Disappeared. That all these 4-year college guys were upset. Like, what's going on with these high school kids starting to come?
1-2 pitch here to Meyer. Swung on and missed. Breaking ball. Gets away from the catcher, Cardenas. Rolls to the backstop, and Meyer will get to first. No throw. Cardenas had a long run back to that baseball that really died at the backstop, and there's a strikeout, but a runner on first.
Yeah, Cougs catch a break as Petway's stuff a little bit too nasty for his own catcher, but nice hustle by Meyer to get down the line. Cougs catch a break. The leadoff man is on, and in steps big Jacob McKeon.
Yeah, here's McKeon now into the box, and McKeon's hitting .346 for a while. He was north of .400 deep into the year. He's been a fantastic JUCO transfer here for the Cougs, a really good hitter. And the pitch to him is outside for ball number 1. And talk about a good hitter, but a good hitter in the 8 spot of your lineup. He was in the 3 spot for a while earlier this year. McKeon's the leading Coug hitter in the pack, .362 average this year. And the 1-0. is swung on, popped up. It'll leave the infield and drift all the way out to right. Pushed out by the wind. Curiali now well underneath it. That ball kept on carrying and carrying. And there's the first out of the third. And the second baseman, Kevin Kendall, maybe because of lack of recent time there in the infield, looked like he was going to try to make that catch initially, and then he realized it was way over his head.
Right, and especially with the we can see the American flag out there in right center blowing very, very hard out to right field. That a couple steps out into the outfield, and he realized, this isn't going to be close to me.
Here's the 9-hole hitter for the Cougs, Gunnar Goldsmith. There's a strike on the outside edge from Zach Petway. One of our favorite people and one of the best Cougar players in program history is Jim Horner. Now, Jim was on the staff previously. The 0-1 is fouled off down the left field line. And he was a great two-sport athlete. He was a really good football player. And he told a very funny story behind the I was going to say behind the batter's cage. I think it was after one of the ball games once when we were all out to dinner, Bobby. And Jim Horner, who, by the way, will tell you about all his homers. Homers with Horner is a great discussion. The 0-2 is swung on and missed, and there's strike three. Hit a lot of them, so, that's worth noting also.
He loved that trip back to Salt Lake.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he hit a bomb out there. So Jim goes to me, he goes, Chaz, I walked out there, and, he had played against Jake Plummer and some really good players in high school. Here's Cody Colden in the box. He looked around the offensive lineman that he was going to have to go up against. Limp swing and a miss from Colden.
This was his first fall here in Pullman, right?
That's right. So he just gets to campus. He talked to Mike Price and Bill Doba, and he gets onto the practice field, and he goes, Chaz, those guys are huge. I don't know if you knew that. Those guys are huge. And he just said, I'm going to go play baseball. How about that? Those guys are a little bit too big for me.
I think he made a wise choice, Jimmy.
Got all the way to AAA, just behind Dan Wilson in the Mariners organization as a longtime catcher. The 0-1 is low and away 1-1. Breaking ball misses.
Yeah, the two sports in high school a little bit different in the college level and a little bit different in the Pac-12.
Off of first is Jake Meyer. 1 ball, 1 strike here, 2 outs in the third. The pitch is a fastball away. 2-1 here. Good eye by Colden. This is the second trip through the order here for Petway. This is where the Cougs have usually taken the information from the first inning and really battled and done well against starting pitchers. You can see the first baseman, Schwartz, is struggling with the sun, and this one is swung on and lifted foul territory. First base side, Schwartz is underneath it. He makes the play, and that will retire the side just like that. So the leadoff man is stranded by the Cougs in the third inning. As we go to the fourth, it is still scoreless here. through the first third of the ball game.
At Boeing, we support events that bring us closer, make our communities better places to live and work, and help us build a sound future together. That's why we are proud to be the title sponsor of the Boeing Apple Cup Series. When we celebrate this long-standing rivalry, we celebrate Washington's spirit, and that's something we can all get behind. The Boeing Apple Cup Series, here for the rivalry, here for the tradition.
For Cougs, there's no place like WSU. Late night apps at the Coug, early morning tailgating at Martin Stadium, and every day spent rocking the crimson and gray. And until we get back to campus, Cougs can keep a piece of home wherever they go with the official WSU debit and credit cards from BECU. Learn more at becu.org/WSU. Federally insured by NCUA.
So we go to the middle of the ball game here. It's scoreless between the Cougs and Bruins. It is Perez, Schwartz, and Hahn, 2, 3, and 4 due up here in the fourth. Each team only one hit in the ball game. It's been White and Pedway who have dominated to start. Got to talk here about some Cougs playing pro ball because minor leagues just started up. And we've got a double-A call-up here to Shane Matheny, who's playing now in Richmond for the Flying Squirrels, the double-A affiliate of the San Francisco Giants in Richmond, Virginia. And here's the first pitch of the fourth inning to Mikey Perez. And that's high and inside for ball number one.
Sorry, are you more excited that he's in double-A or that he's playing for a team called the Flying Squirrels? He's got to send some hats back. We need some hats.
We absolutely need some Flying Squirrels hats from Matheny. Very excited he's in double-A. The 1-0 is swung on and missed. Very few players improve as much as Shane Matheny did from year to year. By the time he was a senior, he was one of the top third basemen in America.
And go ahead, let it out. Let's get it over with.
And he had about 12 homers rejected by faulty ballpark situations. The 1-1 is swung on and grounded to short. Colden scoops, fires across, and puts Perez down, who has really good speed down the line at first. And there's one up and one down in the fourth. Let me tell you about Shane Matheny.
Arizona State.
At Arizona State. They literally, I'm convinced they moved the wall in because of him that game. He tagged 4 balls. I mean, he hit 4 balls to dead center that had to be, 420?
Right.
And they were all, 8s you circle on the scorebook, 4 of them. And the next year, the walls got moved in. Pitch to J.T. Schwartz is low for ball number 1.
And Spencer Torkelson showed up, but he also didn't. He didn't need it, but yeah.
And then Matheny had the same thing happen in Berkeley, and the same thing happened at Long Beach State. I mean, he was Mr. Warning Track for 3 games. And here's the 1-0 coming now to Schwartz. Scoreless here on the Palouse. And this one's fouled off, swung on, and just touched by Schwartz there on a low breaking ball. The issue Brandon White had last time out against the Ducks was the slider command was off. And I'm not sure we've even really seen it here today. It's mostly fastball change.
Right, and I'm sure that's by design. Let's save this for later in the game to see if we can get it going. But let's get back to executing this changeup. Now, it also helps that this lineup's a lot more left-handed, so the right-handed changeup is a lot more effective against the left-handed hitters.
Here's the 1-1. This is swung on and put through the whole right side of the infield. There's a base hit. Second hit of the game for the Bruins. And Schwartz has a single, and now with 1 out in the fourth, there's 1 on. Here's Hahn now, who grounded out to third back in the second inning. The Flying Squirrels.
And you mentioned pro ball, also the name most recent familiar, A.J. Block, our left-handed ace last year. The draft was shortened to just five rounds, but A.J. had already earned his degree, and his stock was pretty high, so he signed a pretty good free agent deal with the Royals and started in their low A club last night.
How'd he do? Let's see here. The pitch to Josh Hahn with a runner on first. Smith's playing in at third. White deals a little bit low. Fastball misses. How did A.J. Block do?
4 shutout innings, 8 strikeouts.
Oh, good for A.J. Really smart kid and a super gifted lefty pitcher. Throws low 90s, is just a plus slider. I mean, he had one of the best pitches in the pack with his slider. He was just impossible for lefties to hit.
And everyone was, disappointed with the shutdown last year, but A.J. was coming off 3 straight games with 10 strikeouts. So he was entering Pac-12 play. It was going to be a lot of fun last year. You had Zane Mills emerging and Brandon White coming back into the rotation. It would have been a lot of fun last year. It's too bad people didn't get to see A.J. block one last time.
Here's the 1-0 now to Hahn. With a short lead off of first for Schwartz. White's taking his time, fires. Swung on off the hands and fouled off an inside heater. Yeah, that's a legitimate Friday, Saturday, Sunday set of starters right there. You go Block on Friday, you go White or Mills on Saturday, and then White or Mills on Sunday, however you want to organize that. That's really good. 1 ball, 1 strike. I saw Ryan Walker's playing A ball on the West Coast, I believe. Pitch here to Hahn, the 1-1. There's a strike, fastball outside edge.
Yeah, Walker's with the low A team of the A-ball team of the Giants as well, but they're playing in Eugene. So I'm wondering, and they list as PK Park, so kind of interesting timing. I'm sure they're moving around, alternating with the Ducks and getting some time there. But a couple appearances already for Walk. I'm sure he coming out of the bullpen and getting guys out like always.
Must feel weird for Walker to play there as a home field. Here's the 1-2 now to Hahn. Off-speed pitch is high and away, 2-2.
But the last time he was there, was good things happening for the Cougs.
Oh yeah, really good. Cougars played very well in Eugene. I believe Walker was not used in one of those games, very notably. Scotty Sunich threw the no-hitter. Scotty's in the Brewers organization still. Schwartz off of first, and the 2-2 here to Hahn is swung on and missed strike 3. A changeup on the outside edge, and that is the second K of the outing here for White, who's been excellent in this start with 2 down now in the 4th.
There was that breaking ball you mentioned earlier. That was pretty on the outside half. And broke just down under the bat of the UCLA Bruins, and a big strikeout. And you got to hear the cheerleaders for the first time, Chaz. You didn't get to hear them at all last year. But the student group down in front, and the cheerleaders are out in force tonight.
I want to be clear here about what you're saying. The chair leaders, not the cheerleaders. Nope. Pitch is outside on the edge. There's a strike to Cuellar. CHAIR leaders. Tell me more about this, Bobby, because this is my first experience here.
A student group, I believe a little bit separate from the zoo crew, but always connected. And they started up early last year as a class, and it's turned into a pretty big group.
The 0-1 is swung on and foul tip. There's strike 2, and so every strikeout they hold a chair
2
up.
strikes. They're holding up these mini plastic chairs, kind of replicating. When King Felix and King's Court for the Mariners, they'd have the people chanting for K's down the left field, the third base line. They'd be chanting for K's and holding up the strikeouts.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them standing up right now, holding a chair in the air with an 0-2 count here to Cuellar, as White is set and delivers. Fastball high, 1-2.
And they were busy last year with A.J. Block and Zane Mills.
So the idea is that you give him the chair because he's going to go sit down, is I would assume the connection there.
Yep.
Here's Cuellar now, who's 0 for 1, with Schwartz off of first. And it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count. White fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He takes the chair. And it is the second K of the 4th inning. We go to the bottom half. It's scoreless here at Bailey Brayton.
And now, a moment of chill from Coors Light. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment, made to chill in a canoe, holding a beer instead of a paddle. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Get big league performance in your backyard with Steel battery tools. From mowers to trimmers, our AK Homeowner Series starts at just $199.99. Steel is not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot. Pick up at over 10,000 local dealers. Real Steel. Find yours at SteelDealers.com. All prices MSRP. Available at participating dealers. Lowe's and the Home Depot are trademarks of their respective companies.
Bottom of the fourth coming up here at Scoreless Cougs and Bruins. When you're looking for fun, stop in Zeppo's, where the Palouse comes to play and eat. As Zach Petway's on the hill for UCLA, it's no runs on 2 hits for the Bruins, no runs on just 1 hit here for the Cougs. Petway's thrown 41 pitches. And it is Manzardo, Peterson, and Montez due up here 2, 3, and 4 for the Cougs in what has been a really competitive ball game. And a pitcher's duel to start. Manzardo grounded into a double play in the first inning. And the All-American candidate at first base is into the box here. Petway winds and deals. There's a strike. Petway has featured that breaking ball from the first inning, and the Cougs really haven't touched it. That is really good stuff from Petway, who has 53 Ks on the year now. The 0-1 swung on a high chopper to first. It's gloved on a charge by Schwartz. He calls off the help and taps the bag. And there's a light out to start the fourth.
Hey, you know Petway's on when he's getting the All-American to swing over a couple balls like that. But nice job by Petway getting ahead of the All-American and Kyle Manzardo, and then gets in on him and roll over to first base for the first out. But yeah, looking to see what do the Cougars do the second time around for Petway. Here comes Peterson, kind of slowing, taking his time, getting out of into the box. The catcher's working on something.
Looks like there's an equipment situation for Cardenas. He's got it all set now toward the UCLA dugout.
But looking forward to see how do these Cougs handle Petway the second time around. Peterson hasn't seen him ever, and Montez, I'm sure, is ready for Petway to move along to pro ball.
Here's the pitch now from Petway to Peterson, and that's off the edge. I wonder, did New Mexico State might have played UCLA with Brian Green there. We need to check on that. I wonder if there is a little history here between Petway and Peterson. The 1-0 pitch is a strike on the outside edge. If the Pac wanted to get a West Coast quality opponent, New Mexico State's been an option with Brian Green down there in Las Cruces. 1 ball, 1 strike. And this is fouled off. He certainly played Arizona a lot, and that's obvious by proximity. He was talking about some history with Jay Johnson.
Yeah, looking through Petway's career game by game, he has not faced New Mexico State.
Right.
So, yeah, first meeting between these two.
Does he face Kansas State? He may have faced Tristan Peterson that way. Okay,
no,
all right.
I'm
trying
else.
Here. The 1-2 just misses outside, 2-2. I'm trying to find a way to make you be
Why do
wrong
they have
on
to?
air.
Maybe this is the second at bat that they faced each other.
I'm trying to be factually correct here, Bobby. It's important. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, and there's strike 3 as Peterson is now 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks all time. Bobby against Zach Petway.
Yeah, why can't they, two of the premier players on the West Coast the last couple of years meet each other for the very first time tonight?
Well, it's possible. It just wasn't definitively the case, Here's Colin Montez into the box, and Montez is 0 for 1. Right? Right. Pitches just outside for ball number 1.
You're right. That's what you told me to say at the beginning of the broadcast.
Felt really good. Right. It felt great. Yeah. The middle infield's deep here for Montez. Perez and Kendall are on the outfield turf, and that's low and away. Ball 2. Petway's fastball is mid-80s, and he wants a new baseball, I think. Yeah, he's walking back to the home plate dish for a new ball.
Yeah, he might also use that as a chance to ask him where that one was. That was a nice pitch in the bottom of the zone, but maybe just a little too far low. But Montez ahead in the count.
Shadows are stretching from left field to right field, and then Petway's shadow of himself is all the way toward first base. The 2-0 is low, 3-0. One of the light poles is casting a shadow.
Have you ever noticed that before? I've never. This is perfectly lined up, the light standard.
With the pitcher in shadow? Yeah.
Right.
Here's the 3-0. That's low and away, ball 4. That's only the 11th walk all year for Petway. as Montez has plus speed is at first base. Yeah, you really can't overstate it. You know, the way the sun messes with the first baseman and to a degree the pitcher and catcher on this time of day, this time of year, rarely doesn't impact the game. I mean, we have seen E3s, we've seen catchers mishandle the baseball. It's part of the ball game here tonight as Petway throws to first, which is more dangerous than he expected it.
Right.
The tag was applied there on Montez. First baseman Schwartz is going to go back to him in the dugout and say, hey, easy now with the sun the way it is.
Interesting situation. Sorry, Chaz, but Montez on first kind of opens up a hole on the right side, and we've seen Jack Smith.
Pitch is swung on. Oh, he pulls this one. A high chopper to third. Carros leaps for it. Gloves. Throws a little bit low, but Schwartz does well, fighting that sun to pick it. And there's the final out of the fourth. We go to the fifth inning, still scoreless here at Bailey-Brayton.
This Washington State University sports broadcast is brought to you in part by Pullman Regional Hospital, the official hospital of Washington State Athletics. The combined expertise of our university and our award-winning hospital is being deployed to provide greater access to resources, education, employment opportunities, and innovations to improve healthcare and health outcomes for all of us. Pullman Regional Hospital and Washington State, partners in excellence.
Boost Collaborative is a proud sponsor of Cougar basketball and is a proud supporter of people with disabilities on the Palouse. For over 50 years, Boost Collaborative has been here to help families and their toddlers meet developmental milestones. For youth and adults, Boost provides job placement, on-the-job training, and follow-along supports. Now you can play a part in Boost's success through your donations and purchases at Palouse Treasures Thrift Store in Pullman. Boost Collaborative, empowering people with disabilities on the Palouse. Go Cougs!
6, 7, and 8 due up here for UCLA. We're into the fifth. Carros, Cardenas, and Curiali. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to ID themselves as affiliates. This is Coug Baseball.
This is a presentation of Learfield IMG College.
Pitcher's duel here on the Palouse as Brandon White is working into the fifth. Bruins have no runs on 2 hits. Cougs no runs on 1 hit off of Petway. And here's Carros, who grounded out to short back in the second inning. And White's pitch to him is a little bit high and tight for ball number 1. Mostly fastball changeup here for White. This is the second time through the order. Each pitcher's been right on point. The 1-0 here to Carros is swung on and fouled off. Inside fastball there, and the count's 1-1.
It's been a lot of fun to watch this version of Brandon White. When he's on and commanding pitches and limiting the walks or limiting the 3-ball count, so you can see this stuff. This is why he was a 14th round draft pick out of high school by the Dodgers.
Here's the 1-1 now to Carros. Yeah, that's a little bit low. 2-1. He's got all the talent in the world. Anthony Claggett, the pitching coach for the Cougs, thinks that as White matures and gets bigger and stronger, he could throw 100. I mean, he sees him as a big league prospect for sure. And the 2-1 now here to Carros is swung on a fastball that is drilled to center. Montez backtracks toward the wall, makes the play for the first out of the fifth. A loud one there, 1 up and 1 down.
Yeah, loud out by Carros, who's got a pretty swing for a true freshman. Obviously, the family genes carried on to him, but nice job by Brandon White to get a fastball, get an out number 1, good challenge pitch, and nice job by Brandon.
Noah Cardenas is up now. He singled back in the third inning. He's one of the 2 hits in the game here for UCLA. And White winds and delivers. That comes in a little bit low and inside for ball number 1. White's been really good here with basically 2 pitches tonight. We haven't seen a ton of the slider. He's thrown about 50 pitches now. Really efficient. And the 1-0 here to Cardenas is fouled off on the inside part of the bat there, and the count's 1-1.
with the exception of that Carros, well hit ball to center field, or maybe the 1-out single in the third, but not a lot of hard hit balls against White so far tonight.
Yeah, he's really been missing the bats. The 1-1. Strike, inside part, fastball, a little more juice on that pitch there. The radar gun showed 90 on that one. He's been in the high 80s. White's a guy who has evolved. I mean, we saw him fastball and then quickly to the slider. Mm-hmm. And now it's fastball change, more changing speed, location. See if he goes with the slider here to the righty. The 1-2. Fastball low and away, 2-2.
And that was been a big focus the last 18 months from Brandon White and Zane Mills. What are you talking to those guys? What are you working on? What's the focus on? What was it this summer? What is it this fall? What's finding that third pitch? And well, he kind of has. The
2-2 delivery inside, nearly clipped the jersey, but there's ball number 3, 3-2. Looks like the change up there.
Looked like the Cougar dugout kind of wanted that one. They liked that spot.
Would have been a little bit in if it was off. That's where it was. Here's the 3-2 pitch. His fastball is swung on and chopped to short. Gloved by Colden. Quick transfer, and he puts Cardenas down by 2 or 3 steps.
Yeah, nice job. Nice awareness by Cody Colden. A slow roller, a really slow, probably 4 or 5 hopper, but Cody kind of read that. It was the catcher running, so he had a little bit extra time, but the veteran, the junior shortstop, Cody Colden, fielded it in quick hands to get rid of it.
Here's Michael Curiali now, who's 0 for 1. UCLA was picked to win the league before the year started. McLean was picked as the player of the year in the league. He's out this game. Pitch comes in low. Petway is a preseason first-team All-American. UCLA came into this year and still is a national title contender. And here's the 1-0 pitch coming to Curiali. White tosses. Swing and a miss. There's a fastball low and away.
Also, what we've noticed from Brandon, what do you think, Chaz? He's been down in the zone throughout the night, a lot more than he has the previous couple starts.
Yeah, he was up and he was missing spots against the Ducks. He is down today, and that's when he's at his best. The 1-1 is down. There's a strike. That's Brandon White at his best. 93-mile-an-hour heater, inside, black, strike at the knees. That is as good as it gets.
And that's a 6'8" frame right on top of you.
Here's the 1-2 pitch now to Curiali, trying to get out of the 5th here. White winds and deals. The 1-2. Just low and away, 2-2. When he was perfect into the 7th against the Beavers on the road in Corvallis, that's what he was throwing a lot of, that low 93-mile-an-hour heater on the corners. And here's the 2-2 now to Curiali. With 2 outs, pitch is swung on and touched back toward the mound. A high chopper. White gloves, throws well high. Rolls all the way out to right field. And rounding first and heading to second is Curiali. He knew he had to throw something extra at it. The chop was so high. That had to be 20, 30 feet in the air high.
Right, nearly above the press box. And there was a second there where Brandon kind of gathered himself and saw, maybe I shouldn't be throwing this, but I'm going to try and make a play, get out of the inning, and sail just a little bit high. Nice job by UCLA. Good pressure by Curiali to get down the line, and they have a man in scoring position with 2 outs.
And that'll be a single and then an E1, right, Bobby? Yeah. So there's a single and then an error, and now here's John Vaughns into the box with a runner in scoring position for UCLA. And White fires just off the edge outside. Changeup away, misses 1-0.
That was really weird by Brandon. Just maybe not weird, but just you could see him kind of processing a little bit. He paused for just a brief second. I don't think it cost him. I think Curiali was going to be safe either way, but he almost just kept it in his pocket. But tried to make a play.
And I wonder also if he said, well, now that I've decided to throw it, pitch is low and away, I've got to really throw it because I waited a little bit. And Curiali was So close to first. Had the throw been on target, I'm not sure he would have had him.
Right.
I think he probably still was safe.
Just the perfect spot and right into the plate and high off the ground. And tough spot, but nice job by UCLA putting pressure on the defense.
2-0 pitch here from White to Vaughns. Is swung on, hit very well to right center field. Montez is back. He looks up, and it's off the light pole. That's a 2-run homer. And that's the second of the year for Vaughns. It is 2-0 UCLA just like that. It looked like the Cougs were out of the inning unscathed, and there's a pitch that's driven out of the ballpark by Vaughns.
Wow, what a pretty swing by John Vaughns. That doesn't look like a guy that only has 6 at-bats. Now that's his 8th at-bat. That was 2 pretty swings by the two-sports star for UCLA.
2-run homer for Vaughns, the 9-hole hitter today for UCLA. And with 2 outs in the 5th, here's Kevin Kendall. As White delivers with 2 down. Swung on and lifted the opposite way. That'll drop down and roll all the way to the wall down the left field line. Sprinting around first and cruising into second with a stand-up double is Kendall. And back-to-back extra base hits now for UCLA.
Yeah, 2 good swings by this UCLA Bruins team. Is now the 3rd time through the lineup against Brendan White. He's done a good job of getting ahead throughout the evening, but UCLA was up there looking for something to hit early in the count, and they got it.
Now Anthony Claggett, the pitching coach, is going to come out and talk to Brandon White. And we've talked time and time again about how effective these mound visits have been for pitchers. When they talk to Coach Claggett, good things happened on the back end. You know, since White had the E1, the errant throw to first, he's given up 2 extra base hits here, back-to-back hard-hit balls. And maybe Claggett's out there just to settle him down, break up some of the UCLA momentum. It doesn't take much, just a little crack in the door, just a sliver, and the pack will get you.
Right, and you could probably understand the challenge to JoJo Vaughns. You got 2 outs and the 9-hole up the plate. He's only been up. That was his 8th at bat of the season, and you're going to challenge something on the inside half, and they maybe just a little bit much of the plate. But credit to Vaughns who hammered that one.
So here's Mikey Perez now. He's 0 for 2 with another runner in scoring position for UCLA. The pitch to him is swung on and lifted to center. Watch out. Here's Montez back. This one will drop down at the track into his glove. So a loud first pitch out there for Perez. The damage is limited to 2, and the mound visit results in an ensuing out. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It is 2-0 UCLA.
Play Washington State University's Palouse Ridge Golf Club, the 18-hole championship course on the northeast side of the Pullman campus. The beauty of this public course is only rivaled by the golf experience. Grab a bucket of balls and visit the range. Join us for excellent dining at Round Top Public House Restaurant. Find apparel and golf gear at our golf shop or visit our e-store for gift cards and more shipped to your door. For reservations and tee times, visit PalouseRidge.com.
The Clearwater River Casino and Lodge proudly supports Washington State University Athletics, the premier venue for events and entertainment. Located 4 miles east of Lewiston, Idaho. Come hit the jackpot with us. With over 600 gaming machines, saltwater pool, restaurant, and giant screens in the Stadium Sports Bar. Owned and operated by the Nez Perce Tribe, our hospitality is legendary. Stay, play, and get away with the Clearwater River Casino. And oh yeah, go Cougs!
6, 7, and 8 due up here for Washington State, trying to touch up Zach Petway here. Only 1 hit so far off the preseason All-American candidate. And Petway has featured a full buffet of off-speed pitches that the Cougs have yet to figure out. It is a 2-0 game now. The Bruins get to Brandon White for the first time. Pitch now to Vanderbrick is a strike on the inside edge, and there's strike number 1.
Yeah, sorry, Chaz. Brian Green, you were talking with him pregame, and he said Coach John Savage calls the pitches for this UCLA staff
0-1 working quickly here is swung on and put the opposite way. The wind will push it, but into Curiale's glove for the first out of the fifth.
And Coach Savage has done a good job of mixing up everything. You're going to see all 4 pitches all throughout there's really no routine, so it's kind of everything's a little bit different. There's no real pitching pattern, so you got to go up there ready to hit anything. And that's what makes this pitching staff so tough. And Petway, who's been doing this for his 4th year now, been one of the best.
Yeah, he is one of the top pitchers in the pack, and he's been an opening day starter for UCLA 2 times. The pitch here to Jake Meyer with 0 for 1 day going is high and tight. Meyer backs off. Fastball right near the chin, and the count's 1-0. Petway's gone with, I think, a couple different breaking balls. Well, could be a changeup with a ton of movement. Hard to know how he really holds it. The 1-0, there's a curveball fouled off third base side. Tell you what, that's almost some of the best contact the Cougs have had on one of his curveballs. It's just touching it there and hitting it hard foul.
Yeah, he's on now, and you got that steady breeze blowing out to right field, so I'm sure that's helping with this with the pitch, moving it just a little bit more.
1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball strike on the outside edge, and Meyer looks back, not really disagreeing, just going, how do you hit this guy?
Right, and he, not the first time he's located that pitch down there. He's been very consistent, so you're going to keep getting those calls.
1 ball, 2 strike count here. Petway delivers. Bounces low and away, 2-2 into the turf. Meyer had a 3-hit game against the Ducks last series. Cougars lost the Friday game and then won Saturday and Sunday. They did that against the Bears, too, in Berkeley, the 2-2. Swung on and grounded to third. A hot shot to Carros, who slings across a little bit up the line, but picked well by Schwartz. 2 up and 2 down.
Nice job by Jake Meyer with 2 strikes, ready to hit something hard on the ground, but right to Carros, who looks like a veteran over there. That's a big kid physically at 6'5", but the presence of a freshman, nice and smooth, and he's nice strong arm across the first for the second out. Let's see if McKeon can get something hard to hit, get some energy in that Cougar dugout.
McKeon, who has a grand slam this year that almost cleared the scoreboard and left, swings to the first pitch. That's a breaking ball that hung up, and he almost puts it down the line. It's just foul. He tried to punish Petway there for his first mistake of the day. And instead, it's a strike. Petway gets away with it, but he takes a long walk back to the hill. There was a breaking ball up in the zone there. One of the 2 homers by McKeon is just a bomb. The 0-1. Strike on the outside edge. Fastball. 28 hits on the year for McKeon, who's platooned out there in left with Keith Jones II and Nate Schwartz. And Petway eyes the signs. Here's the 0-2 now to McKeon. And that's an off-speed pitch that misses 1-2.
It's not really good for the Cougs if the starting pitcher's up there throwing 0-2 pitches and kind of smiling about it. So he's feeling pretty good about himself up there. Nice job by Petway.
The 1-2 is away, 2-2. Yeah, Petway seems very comfortable.
Very in control, not in a disrespectful way, but just, he's feeling good, enjoying the game, and he's been pitching a beauty, a one-hitter right now.
Yep, it's 2-0. Bruins have the lead on a 2-run homer to right by John Vaughns. The 2-2 to McKeon. Swung on and grounded sharply to short. Scooped by Perez. Has a little bit of time on the pause. The throw is in time. 3 up and 3 down in the 5th. It is 2-0 UCLA as we go to the 6th.
Get game day ready at Rosars. Rosars is a proud sponsor of WSU Athletics and your headquarters for keeping snacks stocked up for game time. You'll find the largest craft beer selection, local and imported wines, and all the makings for your favorite cocktails. And while you're there, stock up on your favorite deli snacks, pizza, rotisserie chickens, and ribs. Don't just watch the game, experience it with your favorite game time foods. Get game day ready at Rosars.
At Coeur d'Alene Casino, we're still rockin', still cooking, still shaking, still relaxing, and still winning. And we're doing it all safely. So leave the cleaning and care to us, and we'll leave the relaxing, indulging, and winning to you. Book our ready-to-escape package today for just $89.99, including a one-night stay, 2 Huckleberry Deli vouchers, and $10 extra play cash. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Welcome home.
2-0 ball game on a crisp evening here in the Palouse. The sun is no longer an issue. It is now 7:15. It is nearing dusk. The lights are on. There are no more shadows on the field. It's 2-0. UCLA has 2 runs on 5 hits. The Cougs are scoreless so far on 1 hit. As we go to the 6th inning here, and it's 3, 4, and 5 due up for UCLA. Schwartz, Hahn, and Cuellar. In what has been a competitive ball game, a 2-run homer is the only difference. That came last inning. Let's see if White settles down. There's a little bit of activity in the Coug pen and the UCLA pen. So each team is anticipating a potential hook here for 2 starters who have each been very good here tonight. As White throws to Schwartz, who's 1 for 2 on the evening. The pitch is a fastball outside that misses 1-0. So Schwartz is a first baseman. He struck out back in the first. He singled in the 4th. He's a sophomore for UCLA. The 1-0 comes in a little bit low, 2-0. One error in the game was Brandon White throwing last inning, contributed but not solely responsible for the second run. It would have gone around to score anyway with a 2-run homer. The 2-0 comes in a little bit low, 3-0. So White's actually lost a little bit of command here. He's only thrown 65 pitches. So you'd think from just the arm labor, he'd be fine for quite a while. See if he throws one right down the pipe here to Schwartz, taking 3-0. The pitch from White. There's the fastball right in the zone. The count's 3-1.
Yeah, Brandon's done a great job of attacking the zone. Hasn't outwalked a hitter or anybody, and knock on wood with that one. But the problem is it's Zach Petway on the other side. He's only allowed 1 hit and 1 walk.
And that's saying something against this Coug lineup. That's one of the best. The 3-1. Low ball 4. Fastball inside misses. And so it is Schwartz on base for the second time tonight. Now here's Josh Hahn, who's 0 for 2. What's it supposed to dip down to here, Bobby? Is it going to crack into the 40s?
Yeah, that's what I saw. A day after it was 80 degrees, and it sounded like Palouse Ridge was full of some of golf's greatest, or some of the greatest golfers in the world. Now we're at 40 degrees and wind blowing out to right. So we'll see. Hopefully, we'll see if the Cougs can get a ground ball here and get back in, and with that breeze still blowing out to right, get the bats going.
Was Dustin White there? Because then it would have actually had one of the best golfers in the world. Here's the pitch now to Josh Hahn from Brandon White. There's the strike on the outside edge. That's a beauty of a change there from Brandon White. And he pulls the string on that. Hahn's taking. And the count's 0-1. The wind has died down a little bit. It still will help a ball to right, but if either team had lifted one up in the first 3 innings, it was going to fly out of the park. The 0-1 now to Hahn is a little bit low. It's funny, you see the wind at Bailey Brayton pushing the ball over the right field wall, and you say, well, gosh, guys, just pop up to right. It's just that simple, right? Well, easier said than done. Like in the bigs when they say, well, just hit against the shift. Just do it. You can just put it the opposite way. You're a pro hitter, right? It depends how they pitch you. Here's the 1-1 to Hahn. Throw to first.
They're also throwing it at 95 miles an hour, and it moves.
Right. And they're throwing it specifically so that you'll hit it into the shift or won't hit a fly ball to right.
Interesting action pitch possibility here for UCLA. Jack Smith creeping in at third base. Josh Hahn, the 4-hole hitter, but doesn't have a lot of doubles. Does have the 4 homers, but we'll see if does UCLA put the base runner in action here, kind of open up a hole, try to force something, but see what happens on the 1-1 pitch.
It seems like the Cougs are thinking they might. That's another throw to first. Schwartz has gotten back twice now. He's only stolen 1 base in 1 attempt this year. Down 2-0 here. The Cougars always expect to score. The pitch is swung on and chopped to the mound. White will just go to first, pat the ball once, light toss that way, and that puts Hahn down. Schwartz advances to second. And there's one down here in the 6th.
Yeah, there wasn't a play on, but that was a nice job by by UCLA and Hahn kind of getting rolling over. He got that runner to second base. I'm sure he wants that pitch back, but he's getting nugs and high fives from his dugout. After moving the runner over. So UCLA threatening again, runner in scoring position with one out.
Kyle Cuellar into the box now, 261 hitter, another lefty here for UCLA. Runner in scoring position now 3 times in the last inning plus. And White from the stretch comes home. This one swung on, lifted over the 6'8", White, gloved by Colden. He throws to first on the run, got him. And Schwartz advances all the way to third base now. There's a 6-3 putout. By the time Colden had that ball, he was where Gunnar Goldsmith would normally be at second base.
Yeah, started the at-bat just over second base, so the shift was on against Cuellar.
Yep.
Excuse me, and then a nice job by Cody. Nice play on the run. Kind of a slow hit ball, maybe a tricky hop in between, but nice job by Cody to make a play on the run. 2 outs for the Cougs.
Looked like for a moment also he ought to an issue getting the ball to his bare hand while running, but did a good job to recover. Here's Kyle Carros now, 0 for 2. And the freshman's in the box with a runner on third base. White with 2 outs. First and second are open. The pitch comes in a little bit low for ball number 1.
A big at-bat. Carros with a pretty good swing off of Brandon White. His last at-bat, the deep fly out to center, to Montez in center field. To see, you do have a base open here, so if Brandon doesn't like this matchup, but needs to work down in the zone.
Schwartz is at third. He's the leadoff man. He walked to start the inning. The 1-0 floats inside, 2-0. Off-speed pitch misses from White. I don't see anybody throwing in the Coug pen. I saw some guys getting stretched out. Nobody, well, is there somebody tossed? No, I don't think so. Looked for a moment like somebody might have been behind the light pole. The 2-0 just misses low and away, 3-0.
Yeah, it kind of looks that way, that maybe Brandon didn't want much of Carros after that pretty swing to center field his last time up, and then you take your chances with Cardenas, a 248 hitter on deck.
Well, now somebody is throwing in the pen, and it might be Caden Kalber. 3-0 count now with 2 outs in the 6th. Runner on third, the pitch. There's a strike outside part, and the count's 3-1.
Guess not. Challenge to see if he can get a ground ball and get out of the inning right now.
Yeah, he really threw that one over the meat of the plate. And that makes it 3 balls and a strike. Schwartz is at third. And 3-1. Swung on and grounded to short. Scooped up by Colden. Shuffles towards second. Slings it over and got him. And that will strand a runner at third. Great job by White. Another goose egg on the board. It's just 2-0 here as we go to the bottom of the 6th.
Have you heard? Level Next, the largest college esports league, and Psyonix, makers of Rocket League, are looking for the best college Rocket League team in the country with the Level Next Rocket League Spring Showcase. $125,000 in cash is on the line. Rep your school and compete for glory. It's free and open to all college students. Registration begins May 4th and games start May 10th. Assemble your crew and sign up fast at LevelNextEsports.com. That's LevelNextEsports.com.
At Northern Quest, we're celebrating our 20th anniversary. But with over $220 grand in cash and prizes up for grabs, you could be celebrating a whole lot more, like a new Ford Bronco Sport in your driveway or more cash in your pocket. We've also got hotel discounts for Camus Rewards members, dining specials, spa and shopping discounts, and anniversary cocktails all month long. Northern Quest $220,000 anniversary celebration. Details at northernquest.com.
So we go to the bottom of the 6th now, and it is Zach Petway on the hill. He's throwing a beauty. And 9-1 and 2-2 up for the Cougs. This will be the 3rd time through the lineup for Petway. In one of the most impressive opposing starting pitching performances the Cougs have seen to date. They actually had something similar game 1 against Oregon, where it was primarily a breaking ball lefty instead of a righty, but a breaking ball lefty. Robert Ahlstrom was really good for Oregon. And this is a little bit something similar here. They'd love to get Petway out of the game sooner rather than later. Is that a fair assessment of how it went for the Cougs against the Ducks, Bobby?
Yeah, I think you're right on with that one. Maybe Oregon's offense is a little bit more aggressive than UCLA, but UCLA's made it count.
Goldsmith swings in the first pitch and grounds it to second. Kendall gloves it toward right field, throws it low, but Schwartz keeps the cleat on. And there's one up and one down on one pitch. Tough play. Kendall had that fairly well-hit ball right side of the infield all the way out towards shallow right. And a good job by Kendall, who's not the usual second baseman.
Yeah, one of those tough plays. You're ranging far to your left and into right field, and you got to set your feet as you're falling away towards the right field foul pole. But nice play, and to get out number one with the top of the lineup coming up.
Here's Cody Colden now, his third crack at Petway, and there's a strike low in the zone. What Petway just epitomizes the change speed, change location, don't need to throw too hard mantra. And the 0-1 to Colden is a high breaking ball that's bunted hard back to the mound. Petway gloves it and zings a strike over to first, and there's 2 up and 2 down. Really good job by Petway to field his position well. Surprise bunt there, and now Kyle Manzardo comes up.
Right, just a little bit, a foot or two to the left, and Cody Colden may be on first base, but a nice athlete by Zach Petway to make a play off the mound.
Manzardo's 0 for 2. Grounded into a double play in the first, and then grounded out to short back in the fourth as Petway delivers with 2 outs. And there is a strike low and right on the edge. The count's 0-1. 2 down here in the sixth with Tristan Peterson on deck. Petway winds and deals. Breaking ball is hung and driven and pulled to right field. And there's a base hit for Kyle Manzardo, who takes advantage of a Zach Petway curve that stayed up in the zone, and there's the second hit of the game for the Cougs.
I was just going to say, I know one thing that can get this dugout back into this game and get the limited capacity crowd at Bailey Brayton kind of get their attention back, get some noise coming along, and that was a line drive from Kyle Manzardo, and there it is. So let's see if Tristan Peterson can hammer something to the right side or deep to right field.
Peterson's homered in each of the last 3 games. He has 4 dingers on the year. Petway is set now from the stretch. The pitch swung on and driven high and deep to left field. It's toward the light pole, and it's gone. 4 straight games with dingers for Tristan Peterson, and he's tied it against the Bruins. First pitch of the at-bat, and he crushes one, pulled to left field. And it's all tied at 2 here on the Palouse.
Wow, what a swing, and we hate to, we kind of called it. Kyle Manzardo got your All-American, got you going with the line drive single to right, and then there's Tristan Peterson the third time around, seeing the fellow All-American and Zach Petway, and he didn't miss that one. That was a pretty swing. His last 2 home runs have been no doubters to left field. A nice, pretty swing by Tristan Peterson, and we are tied.
He is one of the hottest bats in the country right now. Pitch to Montez is outside for ball number 1. Peterson has hit a homer in 4 straight games, and you said it, Bobby, a no-doubter. As the only question was how high off the light pole it might go. The 1-0 comes in a little bit low, 2-0. One of his homers was a line drive shot to right back in the Oregon series, I believe. That was like 430 feet, a third of the way up the light pole. Just drilled it, the 2-0. Swung on and missed. Big wave by Montez. Exciting things here this year on the Palouse. Coug baseball making this late push here to the postseason, trying to take a lead here against UCLA. They have tied things up here in the 6th at 2. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Tried to check the swing, couldn't hold up. And the count's even at 2-2. You could see the confidence of this team grow through the year. You know, they went to Utah and took that road series, and they've just gotten better and better. Struggled initially in the pack. Stanford came in, kind of shoved them around a little bit. The 2-2 is swung on and lifted shallow left. This is playable. Cuellar pauses for a moment, now jogs in, judges it, and finishes things up here in the 6th. But not after the Cougar bats tie it up. It is the usual suspects, Kyle Manzardo and Tristan Peterson. A 2-run shot from Peterson. We go to the 7th, all tied at 2.
The Clearwater River Casino and Lodge proudly supports Washington State University Athletics, the premier venue for events and entertainment. Located 4 miles east of Lewiston, Idaho. Come hit the jackpot with us. With over 600 gaming machines, saltwater pool, restaurant, and giant screens in the Stadium Sports Bar. Owned and operated by the Nez Perce Tribe, our hospitality is legendary. Stay, play, and get away with the Clearwater River Casino. And oh yeah, go Cougs!
And now, a moment of chill from Coors Light. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment, made to chill in a canoe, holding a beer instead of a paddle. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
5, 6, and 7 due up next for the Cougs in the bottom of the 7th. We're in the top of the 7th here, and it's 7, 8, 9 for UCLA. As Brandon White's on to work here into the 7th. All tied at 2. The Cougars tie it up with a 2-run shot to left from Tristan Peterson. And here's White's pitch to Cardenas. There's a strike on the outside edge. Fastball in the zone. And the count's 0-1. So Manzardo singles to right. And Peterson pulls the first pitch over the left field wall. He is seeing the ball like a beach ball right now. Counts 0-1 here to Cardenas as White delivers. That bounces in low, 1-1. Cardenas is 1 for 2. He singled back in the 3rd and then grounded out to short in the 5th. The Cougars have 9 pack games left. And basically, the way the math works and the way the RPIs are, the 1-1, is a comebacker that hits the palm on one hop of White. He scoops it up, jogs to first, and shovels it to his buddy Manzardo, who gives him a fist pound as soon as he taps in the bag. Good job by Brandon White. So there's 9 pack games left, including this one. And if you win 6 of them, somehow, some way, so if you sweep 2 of the series, Bruins, Trojans, Huskies, if you win 2 games in each, however you want to get to 6, if you win 3, if you sweep 1 and win 2 and then win 1, whatever the math is. Pitch is swung on and spiked under the glove, diving at Jack Smith at 3rd. That'll roll all the way to the corner. Wheeling around first into second base is Curiale for a 1-out double here in the 7th. If you get to 6 of the 9 league wins, you've got to think that the Cougs are at worst on the bubble and probably in the postseason. And this game means a lot toward that goal as Anthony Claggett comes out to talk to Brandon White.
Is this Newstrom time?
Might be. John Vaughn's hit a homer already this game. And they will make a call to the pen. We'll take a pitching change break here with Curiale on second base. And here comes a standing ovation for Brandon White, who is phenomenal here tonight. Leaves the game tied at 2. Runner in scoring position, 1 out in the 6th as a new pitcher's coming out of the bullpen.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppo's.
At Boeing, we support events that bring us closer, make our communities better places to live and work, and help us build a sound future together. That's why we are proud to be the title sponsor of the Boeing Apple Cup Series. When we celebrate this long-standing rivalry, we celebrate Washington's spirit, and that's something we can all get behind. The Boeing Apple Cup Series, here for the rivalry, here for the tradition.
Here's Michael Newstrom out of the bullpen for the Cougs. He's been very good against lefties. He's a lefty out of the pen. So Brandon White goes 6 1/3, scatters around 6 hits, allows 2 earned runs, is also responsible for Curiale on second. 1 walk and 3 Ks. A very good job by Brandon White. The numbers to date on Michael Newstrom, he is making his 27th appearance. And we'll talk more about that in just a moment. 3.66 ERA, very good. 2 wins, 1 loss. But 19 2/3 innings, 23 Ks, 13 walks. His 4th year pitching as a lefty senior here on the Palouse. He's been one of the most used pitchers in America. Leads the pack in appearances. He's tied for second nationally. And, Bobby, he could set a Coug record this year. Isn't that right?
Right. He's in good shape, but his next appearance is 28th, which will probably be tomorrow or maybe even tomorrow morning or later tonight.
Right. Just constantly appearing.
If there's a baseball game going on in Pullman, I think Newstrom's going to throw tonight.
Right.
But 28 will move him to tie for a 10th, and then it'll be a quick climb up the charts for Michael Newstrom. But the versatile left-hander, the senior left-hander, has been in a number of different situations. I was about to see a pretty good string of left-handers right now.
Yeah, here's John Vaughn's one of those lefties. Hit a 2-run homer back in the 5th. Tip of the cap to Brandon White once again. He did a great job. 6 1/3. Scatters around 6 hits and leaves this game tied at 2. UCLA is threatening here, though. 1 out, runner on second. And here is Vaughn's into the box. Newstrom tosses. And a drag bunt, and it is a strike. As he tried to bunt it and missed. He was running down first and could not make contact, so it's strike 1.
Yeah, nice idea by JoJo Vaughn's, the speedster, a 2-sport athlete, a defensive back on the football team. If he would have got that down at the first base line, that would have been interesting, would have been a tough play for the Cougs.
A couple of steps off of second, Curiale. Newstrom fires the 0-1. That's low and away, 1-1. Vaughn's looks like a football player in the box, has that presence. Really good-looking athlete. Plays for Chip Kelly and John Savage for the Bruins.
That's pretty good coaches right there.
1 ball, 1 strike. You have the football schedule memorized, Bobby, off your head? The pitch from Newstrom is low and away. Tried to bunt it, but this time he pulled it back.
Not quite. I know that we had a spring football, and we won the spring game. But I know that we had a spring football practice, and that felt great. After not having it a year all last year, that felt a lot of fun. But yeah, I do have the schedule up. So
what's the LA situation?
USC comes up week 3.
Yeah, they come here week 3. So the only way the Cougs would see this Chip Kelly team and Vaughn's once again would be in the Pac title game, right? Here's the 2-1. Strike, outside edge.
Wouldn't mind that. Trip to Vegas. Check out that new Las Vegas Raiders Stadium.
I'll tell you what, Bobby. The Pac basketball tournament is probably the best event the Pac puts on. It's one of the best conference tournaments in America, and I've been to a bunch of them. Pac football tournament in Vegas, anything in Vegas. Pac baseball tournament in Vegas would be fun. That would just a fun place for the Pac to gather for tournaments. The 2-2 off the hands and fouled off, and then we'll redo the 2-2.
Yeah, I think part of the fun, that would be a lot of fun. And a lot of easy access for all the fan bases right there in Vegas. Easy to get down to. Hotels would be cheaper, and then you got one of the best venues in the country right there. That would have been That would be a lot of fun.
Oh man. Great fun.
Would have been fun last year. It's going to be fun this year.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Already got fans in the seats here. Gotta think that's coming. Can't wait for the roar. The 2-2. Low and away. 3-2. Slider misses from Newstrom. Hey, Brandon White went 6 1/3 really with 2 pitches. And in its own way, that's impressive. He figured out what was working for him, stuck with it, and took the Cougs into the 7th in a tie game. 3 ball, 2 strike count here. Newstrom coming into Vaughn's with a runner on second base, all tied at 2. Newstrom fires. Strike 3 got him. Slider inside corner, and he puts Vaughn's down. 2 outs in the 7th, and UCLA brings up Kevin Kendall with Curiale hanging on at second base.
Great call, Chaz. Newsom tried to work the outer half the last couple pitches, and then he executes a nice breaker on the inside half and gets Vaughn's looking. I flinched a little bit, thought it was going to be in, and there's Newstrom breaking it across. Big strikeout for the second out.
Well, Newstrom has been one of the most used pitchers in America for good reason. And he's nearly had 30 appearances this year. He'll crack that mark and go beyond it. Pitches swung on and lifted to center. Montez has a beat on it. Now he sprints back toward the track, and he's underneath it. So he misread that ball off the bat, but recovers nicely and shows his speed out in center. As we stretch, it is all tied at 2. Runner stranded at second for UCLA. Bottom of the 7th next. 2-2 ball game.
Boost Collaborative is a proud sponsor of Cougar basketball and is a proud supporter of people with disabilities on the Palouse. For over 50 years, Boost Collaborative has been here to help families and their toddlers meet developmental milestones. For youth and adults, Boost provides job placement, on-the-job training, and follow-along supports. Now you can play a part in Boost's success through your donations and purchases at Palouse Treasures Thrift Store in Pullman. Boost Collaborative, empowering people with disabilities on the Palouse. Go Cougs!
Business as usual is a thing of the past, but the entrepreneurial spirit keeps us closing in on our dream. That's why U.S. Bank makes sure solutions are a conversation away, so we can help you adapt and evolve your business, no matter what comes up. Because even in uncertainty, you can be certain we have your back. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
New pitcher for UCLA as we go to the 7th inning. Adrian Chaidez is into the game. So that'll do it for Zach Petway. And I wonder if this was just the plan no matter what, Bobby, because Petway was going very well, although he did give up the 2-run dinger. But there's a new pitcher here, Adrian Chaidez. Let's get you his numbers. So Chaidez is making his 19th appearance. Really good, 2.08 ERA. 13 innings, 22 Ks, 9 walks. Opposing batters are hitting .095 off of Chaidez. He has only allowed 4 hits in 13 innings. 4 hits all year. Chaidez has been really good for UCLA.
Yeah, we were just talking. I wonder what's up with Petway. Why go to him? And we know the UCLA pen is always one of the best in the country. But when you have numbers like that, that's why he's in the game.
That's right. Why go to the pen? Well, Chaidez has given up 4 hits all season. So Petway, 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. 1 walk, 5 Ks. 76 pitches, 50 strikes. Really good. And here is Jack Smith into the box. Smith, Vanderbrick, and Meyer. Really exciting baseball to come here. Back third of the ball game. Bottom of the 7th. Here's the first pitch to Jack Smith from Chaidez. From the stretch. Fastball strike, outside edge. And that is a very hard pitch to hit for a righty. Right on the outside part, knee high. 0-1 count here. Smith has grounded out to third twice. Hitting .329, one of the top hitters in the pack. With 2 homers on the year. The 0-1. That's off the plate outside. Off-speed pitch misses. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Man, UCLA always has one of these guys. Little 3/4 or a little sidearm, just a different angle, and then it goes across, and it's not in the strike zone for very long. Every year, and here's another one.
Yeah, very effective. The 1-1 pitch to Smith. Strike 2. Fastball pops the mid on the outside part, and the count's 1-2.
He's not even that far down to 3/4. It's just a lot different than Petway.
Yeah, Petway, we kind of talked about. He really brought the ball back and threw it really over the shoulder. This is not quite as exaggerated. Here's the 1-2 pitch now. That comes in low, 2-2. You know what Chaidez does really well, Bobby, here? Just seeing him these first 4 pitches. He hides the ball a long time. You just don't see the ball long. The ball's behind his body, and then boom, it's coming over home plate. The 2-2 pitch now to Smith. Comes in low, backhand pick by Cardenas, and now the count's full 3-2. Good eye by Jack Smith.
Right, you've seen a lot of pitches. That's all you can ask for here, seeing this new arm for the first time. So nice job by Jack Smith, no matter what happens here.
3-2 count. Nobody down here, bottom of the 7th. Cougs and Bruins tied at 2. Chaidez from the stretch works dead center of the rubber. Pitch is swung on and golfed foul down the first base line and just out of the ballpark or out of play for J.T. Schwartz, the first baseman. So we'll redo the 3-2. It's a chilly but beautiful evening for baseball here on the turf surface. It is crisp and breezy, but the guys look pretty comfortable out there.
Right, and I think the fans are too. When it's a 2-2 game, and your big All-Americans just went hard hit base hits to tie it up last inning.
Yeah, amazing how things feel a little warmer that way. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Jack Smith waves at 1 in the turf there, so there's the first out of the 7th for the Cougs. And now here's Justin Vanderbrick, the 6-hole hitter. You know, Vanderbrick has good home run pop. He has 4 homers on the year. And he has a couple of fly ball outs to right, which is the right spirit for this ball game and this ballpark.
I was going to say, his last the last week or so, he's kind of peppering that right field wall, and let's see if he can do it again.
1 down here, and a 2-2 ball game as Chaidez is out of the pen here for the Bruins. Pitch to Vanderbrick. First breaking ball we've seen from Chaidez is a strike on the outside part. Counts 0-1. Oh, 0-1 count, 1 down. And Chaidez deals. Swing and a miss. He's gone back-to-back breaking balls here to the righty Vanderbrick. And that's a good-looking pitch from Chaidez as well. Going away from Vanderbrick. 0-2 count. Shortstop Perez is playing deep. So is the second baseman, Kendall. And the 0-2 coming from Chaidez is just tipped foul back behind home plate. So we'll redo the 0-2 here. It's been a pitcher's duel. Neither team scored until these middle innings. 2 runs for the Bruins in the 5th, 2 runs for the Cougs in the 6th. And that's it. Here we are. The Cougs are accustomed to these very high-scoring games. The 0-2. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Could not hold up on a breaking ball in the turf. And there's 2 down here in the 7th, and now Jake Meyer comes up to the dish.
A quick call from behind by the home plate umpire. Vanderbrick didn't argue. Maybe kind of knew he went a little bit too far in that one. But, no help on that one. But Chaidez, pretty nasty stuff out there.
So Chaidez has 2 strikeouts out of the pen after 2 batters faced, and now Meyer, who's 0 for 2, swings through this first pitch. There's an off-speed pitch for strike number 1. Oh, 0-1 count here, 2 down in the 7th. And Chaidez is all set and deals. Swing and a miss again, and the count's 0-2.
Have we seen anything on the inside half, or has it all just been fastball breaking ball on the outside half?
He's fastball breaking ball away, and in fact, he's persuaded a couple swinging misses in the turf.
Right, and it hasn't been very close. Some tough stuff by Chaidez so far.
0-2 count here, 2 down. Deals to Meyer, swing and a miss. That's away, breaking ball. In the turf, 3 up and 3 down, 3 Ks. He strikes out the side. Great job by Chaidez for UCLA. We go to the 8th, all tied at 2.
Carbon monoxide detectors save lives because if kerosene, propane, natural gas, or wood isn't burned properly, dangerous carbon monoxide may result, and it can build up indoors without you knowing, as it's invisible and odorless. So protect yourself by installing UHL-approved carbon monoxide detectors. If carbon monoxide is present, the detector will alert everyone to get out of the house, where you can safely call 911 for help. Avista. we just want you to be safe.
The weather is changing, and now is the time to prepare your home for winter with some new energy-efficient windows from McVey Brothers. McVey Brothers specializes in top-rated Coeur d'Alene window series that has the newest technology to reduce your heat bills and the perfect replacement doors to secure your home. And right now, when you install 4 new quality windows, we'll give you the 5th window at 50% off.
McVey Brothers Siding and Windows, we're working for you.
Give us a call for your free quote today.
Game 1 of a pivotal 3-game series between your Cougs and 16th-ranked UCLA right now, 2-2 through 7 innings. Wolf Golke with a quick look around the Pac-12 in Eugene. 11th-ranked Oregon is broken and open against Washington right now. The Ducks lead at 7-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Meanwhile, Cal, winners of 4 straight, they look to stay hot against the Sun Devils. They're leading 4-0 in now 5-0 in the bottom 6. And a battle of top 20 teams from Sunken Diamond. Stanford hosting Arizona, and it is tied 1 apiece in the top of the 6th. Now for more Cougars baseball, here's Chaz and Bobby.
All right, thanks very much, Wolf. We're into the 8th now, and it is the 2-hole hitter, Mikey Perez, to lead off. Perez, Schwartz, and Hahn in a 2-2 ball game here. Each team with 2 runs. Last time the Bruins played a Friday night game, it went into the 10th. They scored 4 in the bottom of the 9th to tie it, and then won it in the 10th. And the pitch, there's a strike. It looks like Newstrom snapping the slider off really well, and that was away to Perez, back toward him, and the count's 0-1. And Newstrom, who came on in relief and stranded a runner in second back in the 7th inning, is on here with an 0-1 count to Perez. The pitch inside, misses 1-1. Clearwater River Casino is a proud supporter of Coug baseball, located on the Nez Perce Reservation in Lewiston. Come and stay at the Clearwater River Casino and enjoy hotel, gaming, and dining options you'll love. So Newstrom with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Eyes the sign and deals to Perez. This one is swung on and fouled off. Another breaking ball on the outside part is touched foul. One ball, 2-strike count here. Newstrom is set. The 1-2 here to the righty Perez. That floats outside, 2-2. Like a changeup there from Newstrom.
Yeah, Mike's done a good job of mixing up the pitches. Now the third batter he's faced, but he's kind of showing it all, which is what you want out of your top reliever. Coming in, he's hot and firing on all cylinders. Everything's working. You show him all right now because he's going to be good for just the one time through the order.
2-ball, 2-strike count here. Newstrom deals high and tight, and the count is now full, 3-2. So 3-ball, 2-strike count here. Leadoff man here in the 8th. All tied at 2. Who breaks through? And how long does Newstrom go for? Do you leave him out here with all these lefties coming up for a while? Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Newstrom has 2 strikeouts in an inning plus of work. And the leadoff man is up and down here in the 8th, and now it's JT Schwartz.
Michael Newstrom's been a lot of fun to watch this year. Kind of watch it in the last couple of years. Kind of done a good job of growing and his maturity. Done a good job in the weight room and changed his body around. And then now just done it a lot better and with experience and a good job in summer ball. And now he's coming back and he's getting outs against the UCLA Bruins in a tie ball game.
Now he's up here against the lefty JT Schwartz. Now Schwartz, Hahn, and Quay are all lefties. 3, 4, and 5 in the Bruin lineup. So Newstrom's the one you want out there, and that's why Anthony Claggett brought him in last inning. And so far, he's been fabulous. He's retired all 3 Bruin batters he's faced. Behind here, 1-0 now to Schwartz. That one was low. And here's the second pitch of this at-bat. Just a little bit low as well. Fastball misses. And the count's 2-0. The only runs scored this game by UCLA are from the 9-hole hitter, John Vaughn's hit the homer to right center. Bobby mentioned he's the two-sport athlete, had tackles last year in the truncated season for Chip Kelly and the Bruin football team. The 2-0, there's a strike on the inside part, and the count's 2-1. Talked about some of the great two-sport athletes in Coug history. It's one of the hardest things to do, and Bobby, would be remiss if we didn't go way back to one of America's great two-sport athletes, right?
Yeah, we probably missed maybe the biggest one, so I'm glad some Coug fans pointed it out.
Pitch is swung on and lined up the middle. That's a spinner that's gloved at the hip by Colden. He slings it over, and there's the out. Great job by Colden on a ball rocketed off the left side of the hill that spun to Colden at short, kind of jammed him up at the belt, and then he transferred it over, made the play. Colden's made a few plus plays there at short today. He's been excellent.
And nice call, Chaz. Newstrom fell behind in the count, had the challenge, and Swartz the lines one just off the back of the mound. But there's Cody Colden, the versatile shortstop, makes the play, gets a strong throw, a big second out, keep the bases empty.
Now here is Josh Hahn into the box as Newstrom deals a little bit high.
Yeah, you mentioned the two-sport stars for the Cougs. Gene Conley, who went into the Cougar Sports Hall of Fame, Washington State Sports Hall of Fame in 1979, played basketball and baseball in the late 50s, early 60s.
And here comes the 1-0 now to Hahn. There's a slider. That's a strike. It's been working very well for Newstrom. A little bit low there, but in the zone, and the count's 1-1.
Yeah, how about this, Jez? Conley played center and coached Jack Friel's championship basketball team in 1950, and then he pitched for Coach Buck Bailey's 1950 World Series team.
Wow. And then kept on playing pro ball in multiple ways. Here's the 1-1. That's outside 2-1.
Yeah, he wasn't done winning. Went and won 3 championships with the Boston Celtics, 59, 60, 61. And then later pitched on the Milwaukee Braves that won the World Series in 57.
Wow. I mean, that is just awesome. One of the best athletes ever.
And he's a Coug.
Absolutely. 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs here in the 8th. And Newstrom deals. Outside 3-1.
And we were talking about Jimmy Horner facing Jig Plummer in high school ball.
Oh, I love it. 3 balls and a strike. With 2 outs here in the 8th. And Newstrom's ready to deal here to the lefty Hahn. Slider fools him. Ball 4. Looked like it was near that inside edge, but Hahn with a good eye. And so there's a runner on here with 2 outs in the 8th.
Yeah, nice pitch by Newstrom. I think Meyer caught it well behind the plate, but maybe one of those things where it never really crosses the plate. Maybe it goes around the plate, and tough call, tough break by Newstrom. Let's see if he can bounce back. UCLA may be going to the bench.
Yeah, it looks like Cuellar is walking back to the dugout now, and he gets a pat. So maybe a pinch hitter here. They might want a righty to come out and hit against Newstrom. And
see if you put a righty up there to get Newstrom out of the game.
It'll be Jake Moberg. Now, Moberg only has 6 at-bats all year. Interesting. I think that's what they're going to do. Yeah, it is Moberg. So we'll see what they do defensively. But for now, it'll be Moberg with 6 at-bats. And you know what? He doesn't have a hit all year. So it is Moberg into the box with Hahn at first base. And now Anthony Claggett's going to come out as the chess pieces are moved around the board. And they may pull Newstrom out to bring a righty out. And they will. There is a pitching change break here. We'll see. New pitcher coming out to throw righty-righty here. That pulls Newstrom off the mound.
At Coeur d'Alene Casino, we're still rocking, still cooking, still shaking, still relaxing, and still winning. And we're doing it all safely. So leave the cleaning and care to us. and we'll leave the relaxing, indulging, and winning to you. Book our ready-to-escape package today for just $89.99, including a one-night stay, 2 Huckleberry Deli vouchers, and $10 extra play cash. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Welcome home.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppo's.
New pitcher for the Cougs is Connor Barrison. So a righty bat comes off the UCLA bench, and immediately a righty arm comes out of the Cougar pen. Barrison is making his 18th appearance. He's one of the most regularly used pitchers for the Cougs. 4.35 ERA, that's good. 20 and 2/3 innings, 30 strikeouts, 11 walks, 23 hits surrendered. And he actually started one game this year, did Barrison. He's been pitching extremely well lately. He has not allowed a run in his last 4 outings. In fact, he's only allowed runs in 2 of the last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 outings. So 8 of the last 10 outings, he has not surrendered a run. And Barrison, for a little while, Bobby, it felt like Barrison was going to be the lockdown closer, and really what they did was they eschewed the role completely and just went with situational pitching all the way through the back end of the game.
Right, and we mentioned it a little bit last weekend in the Oregon series. Sometimes the closer role is not just the 9th inning; it's different spots in the game. Do you need it in the 6th when the heart of the lineup's coming up? Do you need it in the 7th? If there's a guy on base and it's a tie game, and UCLA goes to their bench, well, here it is. Yeah, Connor Barrison been hot lately, struck out the side in the last Saturday's win against Oregon to close it out, and then inning and 2/3 scoreless against Seattle U on Wednesday night. So I'm excited to see what the junior Connor Barrison can do in this situation. This is what he's worked for these last couple of years.
Throwing here to Jake Moberg, the 5-hole hitter, who is pinch hitting for Kyle Cuellar. Now, Moberg only has 6 at-bats all year, no hits. And Barrison looks the signs now with Hahn off of first base in a 2-2 ball game with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th and a runner on here for the Bruins. The pitch from Barrison is low and away for ball 1. UCLA's team ERA is second best in the pack, 3.37. The Cougs are 10th in the pack, 5.65. That doesn't really tell the whole story. The Cougs have 2 elite frontline pitchers. And then Dakota Hawkins has been good on Sundays, and they've kind of figured out what they want to do here down the stretch. The 1-0 is outside 2-0. What it does reflect is that they have evolved through the year, right? They didn't have the roles set as they started league play, and so it's taken a little bit of time to find how they want to play chess with their pieces.
And sorry, Chaz, and we've seen those roles the last couple of weekends. You saw how well they pitched at Cal to win that series, and then last weekend, other than the Friday where you kind of ran into the windy day for Oregon, and that Oregon offense is a little bit different than we've seen in past. But other than one outing, this Cougar pitching staff has settled into its roles the last 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks.
Of all the issues for Cougar pitching, the number one would be walks. They have 216 allowed, which is dead last in the league, to Arizona in second to last. 2-0 pitch is swung on and missed. There's a fastball blown by him. 216 walks allowed is the most. 175 is second most, and then it gets bunched up in the middle right around 140 or so. So 216 is a lot. I mean, it's 100 more. Just about 100 more than UCLA, like 80 more, 90 more. The 2-1 pitch to Moberg. Swung on and missed. Fastball put by him. And just like that, Barrison has evened it up at 2-2, and he's trying to overpower Moberg, the pinch hitter. So Hahn's off of first base, and the count's even at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hahn at first. Tie game. 2 outs in the 8th. Barrison Fires. Low and away. And the count is full, 3-2. So 3-ball, 2-strike count here. Barrison has filled it up with Moberg, the pinch hitter. This is the third arm of the game used here by the Cougs. Newstrom was really good out of the pen. Runner on first. The 3-2 to shut it down. Strike three got him inside corner. Strands a runner on first and maintains a 2-2 tie. Cougar pen locks it down. Bottom of the eighth next, all tied at 2.
Play Washington State University's Palouse Ridge Golf Club, the 18-hole championship course on the northeast side of the Pullman campus. The beauty of this public course is only rivaled by the golf experience. Grab a bucket of balls and visit the range. Join us for excellent dining at Round Top Public House Restaurant. Find apparel and golf gear at our golf shop or visit our e-store for gift cards and more shipped to your door. For reservations and tee times, visit PalouseRidge.com.
Woo! Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But you know, the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield IMG College.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
So Chavez is pulled out of the game after one inning, and it is, I should say Chaidez, I beg your pardon. And so it is Michael Townsend who's into the ball game now. Chaidez goes one inning clean and strikes out the side on 14 pitches, throws 11 strikes. One of the top relievers in the pack. Here is Michael Townsend. Let's get you his numbers on the year. All tied at 2 here. We're into the bottom of the eighth. And Townsend's making his 26th appearance. He's the most frequently used UCLA reliever. Leads them in appearances. 3.33 ERA, 3.33. 24 1/3 innings. 22 strikeouts, only 4 walks. That's really throwing strikes. He has given up 26 hits. Opposing batters are hitting 271 off of Townsend. So he will pitch to contact here. He will challenge you. He will not walk you. And he's going to be throwing here to the 8, 9, and 1 batters in the Coug lineup. Pressure moments here in a big ball game here on the Palouse with McKeon, Gouldsmith, and Colden. And McKeon comes in 0 for 2. Gouldsmith's 0 for 2. And then Colden singled to start the game off. As we have ourselves the bottom of the eighth about to get started here. Townsend pitches from the stretch, first base side of the hill. And boy, they're playing McKeon to pull. The pitch is low and away for ball number 1. The third baseman, Kyle Carros, is a foot from the line behind the bag. And then the shortstop, Perez, is deep in the hole at short. And the first baseman, Schwartz, is basically playing halfway, a third of the way to second. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. There's a wave over the top of a breaking ball. And the count's 1-1. All tied at 2 here. 2 runs in the 5th for UCLA. The Cougs come back with a 2-run shot in the 6th. It is a 2-2 ball game here. Bruins and Cougars in the bottom of the 8th. Leadoff man McKeon. The pitch low and away. Ball 2, 2-1. So McKeon is ahead in this count. We started this off by giving you Townsend's numbers. Only 4 walks in 24 1/3 innings this year. So he will likely come back over the plate. The 2-1. Low and away, 3-1. So now McKeon may be expecting something to hit here. He has home run power and a very good average, 337. He's been a great contact hitter. Big pitch here. Townsend, the leadoff man in the 8th. The 3-1 now to McKeon. Check swing, and he fooled him. And that's strike 2, a breaking ball. Great pitch by Townsend, and the count is full. 3-ball, 2-strike count. And McKeon will be swinging here. Leadoff man here, bottom of the 8th, all tied at 2. The 3-2 from Townsend. Low and away, ball 4. And there's a leadoff walk here in the 8th. Only the 5th free pass surrendered all season in 26 appearances now by Townsend.
A pinch runner, Chaz.
And McKeon will be replaced by Swartz. Now, likely Swartz will also defensively play in left. He can play left field. And Swartz is really fast. So that'll do it for McKeon. And that's a key runner here for the Cougs. That's the go-ahead runner on first base to lead things off. And Swartz can really wheel.
Go ahead, Chaz.
And so it is Gunnar Goldsmith in the box. You got something, Bobby?
I'll say, before we get going, new left fielder, number 18, Carson Yates, now in left.
All right, so Yates is out in left after the pinch hitter. Goldsmith shows bunt, puts it down. Well done, third base line. Barehanded by the catcher. Cardenas throws to first. The runner advances. So Swartz is at second. The bunt is successful. And there's the first out of the 8th. The Cougs have a runner in scoring position.
We love the energy. Great bunt by Gunnar Goldsmith, stepping in for the injured Kyle Russell, getting the bunt down and moving the potential go-ahead run into second base. But I think the Cougar dugout was kind of barking at Swartz, who slid into second base. UCLA, everybody had charged for the bunt. Third base was kind of wide open. You've seen it a couple times, crazy shifts in the big leagues where guys can just keep running around the bases and they leave empty bases open. But nice job by Gunnar Goldsmith to get the bunt down. Go-ahead runs on second base.
Well, go-ahead runs in scoring position with one out here in the 8th. Top of the order now for the Cougs. And here's Cody Colden hitting .314 on the year. The pitch from Townsend. Strike, outside edge. Fastball at 87 on the scoreboard gun. We've actually seen more breaking stuff from Townsend through 3 batters here. This is the third. And there's the fastball to start Colden off. Maybe a missed opportunity there by Swartz. Played it conservatively, but still in scoring position after this successful bunt. The 0-1. Strike, and boy, a lot of movement on that pitch on the outside part. That is a tough pitch to hit from Townsend by a righty hitter.
I also think that Cougar dugout was excited for the youngster Gunnar Goldsmith coming off the bench, or start making his first start in a couple weeks and making a big play. So we'll take a step back from wanting everybody to run around the bases.
0-2 count here to Cody Colden. Runner on second. One down here in the 8th. All tied at 2. The pitch is lifted, foul territory, might be playable. Catcher Cardenas runs toward the first baseman Schwartz. The ball hits the turf. The ball hits the turf as Cardenas and Schwartz were nearly colliding with each other in foul territory on the first base side. And that ball was catchable, and neither player called the other off, so it's just a strike. And I'll tell you, the Cougs catch a break, and Cody Colden catches a break and has an 0-2 count.
Yeah, great call, Chaz. One of those weird plays in between. Pop-up wasn't too high, so no one was going to be camped underneath it. But both racing to make a play, and just miscommunication, and ball falls down, and here comes Cody again.
The speedy Swartz is off of second. 0-2 count to Colden. Townsend comes home. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did. On a ball in the turf, a breaking ball away. And Colden strikes out. So now 2 outs here in the 8th. And it's All-American first baseman Kyle Manzardo into the box. Manzardo singled and scored back in the 6th.
Sorry, Chaz. Another tough call goes against the Cougs. Didn't even ask. Asked for help down the first base line. But no argument from the Cougar bench.
So. They will intentionally walk Manzardo. And, boy, I know you want the righty-righty matchup, but you just walked an All-American first baseman for one of the hottest bats in the country in Tristan Peterson, who's homered in each of the last 4 games, this one included. As Peterson is responsible for both runs driven in here by the Cougs. It is 2-2. They have intentionally walked Manzardo to get to Peterson, and Townsend, the righty, will throw to the righty TP. Swartz is at second, the go-ahead run. They're going to play Peterson to pull. The third baseman, Carros, still tight to the line. 2 on here, 2 out. Bottom of the 8th. Cougs threatening in a game tied at 2. Townsend, first base side of the hill, deals here to Peterson now. Strike, inside edge. That's the breaking ball from Townsend. That's his plus pitch.
Yeah, nice pitch by Townsend. Get ahead. There's something on the inside half. Not much Tristan Peterson could have done there, but maybe pull it foul and send the third base coach Terry Davis scattering. But nice strike one.
0-1 count here, 2 outs, 2 on. And Townsend from the stretch delivers. Pitch low and away. Good eye by Peterson. He checked his swing. That was the pitch actually Colden couldn't hold up on. And Peterson does, so 1-1 count. 2 outs, runners on first and second. And Townsend is ready to deal. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Peterson. Comes home. Ball number 2, 2-1. That's the pitch on the outside edge to righties. That makes Townsend so dangerous, but Peterson lays off of it.
Yeah, big pitch coming right here. Let's see what Townsend does. I don't think you want to fall behind 3-1 to the All-American. A big action pitch coming right now.
2 balls and 1 strike. Townsend in a 2-2 game. Fires. Strike outside corner. Peterson held up and then realized it was in the zone, and that's Townsend coming right back to even it up 2-2.
Yeah, nice pitch by Townsend. A good breaking pitch. Locked up TP a little bit for strike 2. 2s across the board, and go-ahead runners on.
Pressure pitches here. Big moments on the Palouse. Swartz is on second. Manzardo's on first. A 2-2 pitch coming with 2 outs and a tie game in the 8th. Townsend deals. Outside, way outside, 3-2. Townsend's been almost exclusively the breaking ball. He started on the inside edge, and now it's been everything away here on that breaking ball to Peterson. And here is the 3-2 pitch coming with runners on first and second. 2 outs, 3-2 pitch, 2 on. Townsend tosses. Low ball 4. Eyed on the outside edge by Peterson, and the bases are loaded for Colin Montez.
Wow, what an at-bat by Tristan Peterson. The last couple of breaking pitches look like good pitches, but Tristan Peterson sees the ball down, leaves it down, and loads the bases. And another potential All-American candidate in Colin Montez, who struggled a little bit today against the UCLA pitching staff. Let's see if they have a left-hander ready to go against Montez.
Yeah, it looks like John Savage is going to take the walk out to the mound. Montez comes up as a lefty. How about all 3 base runners for the Cougs are free passes? One of them is intentional, and they will make the call to the pen. We'll take a pitching change break here. Don't go anywhere. Cougs have the bases loaded. Tie game at 2, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Stay tuned.
Do you ever pay attention to overhead power lines? If you're like most people, you don't, but you should, especially when you're working up on a roof or carrying a ladder outdoors. Kids who climb trees and fly kites and adults with drones need to watch out for power lines too. And on the off chance that you find a downed power line, stay at least 10 feet away and quickly call 911 and Avista. Always pay attention to power lines. It's your best line of defense. Avista, we just want you to be safe.
Right now, the gap between what you should save and what you can save has never felt bigger. The U.S. Bank mobile app can help by finding ways to help you reach your savings goals with personalized insights that fit your real life to make your financial goals feel within reach. Because even our tools are smart enough to put people first. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
New pitcher for UCLA is Daniel Colwell. And Colwell on the year has just phenomenal numbers out of the UCLA pen. This is his 20th appearance. Has a 1.61 ERA. 22 and a third innings, 18 Ks, only 5 walks. And a 2-0 record, so 2 decisions have both gone his way. And he comes on in a dramatic situation. Bases are loaded. Swartz is on third, Manzardo's on second, and Peterson's on first. And Colwell, who has a very nonchalant delivery, and his baseball cap's kind of tipped to the side of his head, just casually getting warm with the bases loaded in a 2-2 game here in the 8th, as Michael Townsend came in the game to start this inning and has left it with the bases packed. A walk, an intentional walk, and then a walk. have packed the bags here with 2 outs in the 8th. So Townsend works 2/3 of an inning. 3 walks, 1 K, throws 17 pitches, 9 strikes. And now it is up to Colin Montez, one of the top players in the pack this year. And a moment for him to be a hero and send the Cougs to a Friday win over a ranked Bruin team with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. You got an inning left after this. It's not a walk-off opportunity, but a chance to take the lead late. And the first pitch from Colwell comes bouncing low, gets away from the catcher. Ball rolls to the backstop. Cougs take the lead. Runners advance as Swartz scores standing up. It's a wild pitch out of the pen, and it's 3-2 Cougs with 2 outs in the 8th inning.
Oh, what a play. It looked like them. I don't know if there was a cross-up or something but the catcher, Cardenas, maybe tried to backhand, but maybe a cross-up. First new pitcher in, bases loaded, maybe a night sign type of situation. But miscue goes the Cougar way, and the pressure wins.
So Caldwell throws one in the turf. Cardenas has it off the glove. A wild pitch. The 1-0 is low. 2-0.
Yeah, sorry, Chaz. There he's going back out there again. So something's off in the signs for Cardenas. They're going to go talk to and get together on the second base signs.
Wouldn't you know it? The Bruins throw a wild pitch, and the Cougs take the lead, 3-2 in the 8th. And now there are runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Manzardo's on third. Peterson's at second. Montez is into the box now with first base open, and Jack Smith due up next. And Montez is ahead 2-0. So Colwell's thrown 2 out of the zone to start here. Cougs up 3-2 here, bottom of the 8th. Colwell works third base side of the hill, and the 2-0. Strike on the inside part. Breaking ball in the zone there, and the count's 2-1. Montez with 7 homers on the year, 51 hits, a .325 hitter, has gotten better and better every year. Now a senior, one of the top outfielders in the league, playing center field now. The 2-1. Swung on and fouled off third base side, and the count's even at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 down here in the 8th. A wild pitch scores 1 run here. Can Montez put one in play to try to give the Cougs more pad heading into the 9th? It's a 3-2 Coug lead now. Colwell set, third base side of the hill. The 2-2. Ball 3, low and away. Off speed pitch is out of the zone. Good eye there by Montez, and the count is full. 3 ball, 2 strike count here. First base open. Does Colwell nibble here with Montez with runners in scoring position? The 3-2. Swung on in line to right. It will drop down and score at least 1. Gloved by the right fielder. Throw home. Not in time. 2-run score. 5-2 Cougs. Montez a 2 RBI, 2 out single in the 8th. And the Cougs have scored 3 to take a 5-2 lead over the Bruins.
Great call, Chaz. We saw the last couple pitches. Montez had some really good takes, and he seemed to be right on it. Just didn't like the pick selection, and there he was. He was ready for the 2-strike, 2-2 pitch, and he jumped all over it. Line drive to right, and the speedy Tristan Peterson races around to make it 5-2. Nice job by the Cougs in the middle of the lineup. Strikes again. You talked pregame with Coach Green about him.
Yeah, that's one of the best lineups in the pack. Curiali in right was shallow when he gloved. That ball was not hit very hard. And Peterson was sent home from third. New pitcher coming out. And we'll take a pitching change break. It's 5-2 Cougs here in the 8th.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppo's.
At Boeing, we support events that bring us closer, make our communities better places to live and work, and help us build a sound future together. That's why we are proud to be the title sponsor of the Boeing Apple Cup Series. When we celebrate this long-standing rivalry, we celebrate Washington's spirit, and that's something we can all get behind. The Boeing Apple Cup Series, here for the rivalry, here for the tradition.
With 2 outs here in the 8th, the Cougs have cleared the bases with a wild pitch and a 2 RBI single, and Washington State's taken the lead over the Bruins 5-2. Charles Harrison is the new pitcher, and Colin Montez pulls a ball to right to knock Colwell out of the game and drive in 2 runs. It is 5-2. Bobby, what a moment for this Brian Green-led program, for this Cougar program. You know, all these Cougs who got here years ago under a different staff. Brian attributed all the returners here to some of it, to his success. Tristan Peterson obviously has had a lot to do with it, as this program has continued to evolve and grow, and now up 5-2 on the Bruins here, as Jack Smith is in the box with 2 outs, and that comes in low, 1-0.
That's a great call, and we'd love to see it. It was Colin Montez, the 4th-year senior. He came up big, has been through the ups and the downs, and what a moment, what a big weekend for this Cougar team. And on Friday night, it's the senior Colin Montez delivering the 2-run single in the 8th.
Here's the 1-0 to Jack Smith. That's away, 2-0. You got to have key hits with 2 strikes and 2 outs if you're going to win big games, and Colin Montez did it there. And clears the bases. 3 runs have scored in the 8th. Jack Smith is into the box now. He's 0 for 3 in this game. The pitch, runner takes off, swing, and I think a foul tip. Yeah, foul tip there. And so the count's 2-1.
But the lead, how about the at-bats this inning, though? And that was the first hit of the inning, but the leadoff walk by McKeon, who legged off some tough pitches in the outside, out of the zone. Gunnar Goldsmith delivers a beautiful sac bunt to move the runner up. Manzaro's walked because all the work he's done the last 2.5 years. But then Tristan Peterson works a walk. It was all added up to that, and there was Montez stepping in.
Here's the 2-1 now to Smith with a runner on first, and Montez swung on it, pulled to left, line drive, base hit. And there's a single for Jack Smith, and he's into the mix now with runners on first and second. And the 2-out rally continues with Justin Vanderbrick walking into the box.
Well, it took a while, but this Cougar offense has kind of settled in. They just needed some at-bats. They needed to see all these UCLA arms out of the pen, seeing something new every 10 or so pitches. But they've settled in, good aggressive swings this inning, and the Cougs are back in front.
So here's Vanderbrick now. 0 for 3 in the evening, but you know what? You mentioned it, Bobby, just now. It just seems like it's only a matter of time. The Cougar bats are undeniable this year. The second leading scoring team in the pack, behind Arizona. And eventually, they just seem to get to everybody. The pitch is low and away for ball number 1. You got Montez at second and Smith at first. In a 5-2 ball game now. Still 3 outs to get in the 9th inning. We'll take those for granted. Not a done deal yet for sure. The 1-0 is high, 2-0. And in that regard, Brian Green would love to go for more here and get more pad for his bullpen. A 5-2 lead here. 3 runs have scored. UCLA will bring up 6, 7, and 8 in their lineup. Carros, Cardenas, and Curiali. And the 2-0. Swung on and fouled off right field side. Who are the options in the pen here, Bobby? Do you stay with Barrison for the 9th?
I wonder, this has been a long inning, so you wonder how he handles that. That's something that Coach Brian Green and pitching coach Anthony Clagger are going to have to talk about. Barrison came in hot, had a big strikeout the end of the eighth, but he's been sitting for probably 15 or 20 minutes with this long inning from the Cougar offense.
Don't see anybody throwing in the pen. The 2-1 is swung on and lifted to right. It dies down as Curiali sprints back in. He overran the ball toward the track and makes the play, but 3-run score. It is 5-2 Cougs. We go to the ninth. Washington State leads it by 3.
At Coeur d'Alene Casino, we're still rocking, still cooking, still shaking, still relaxing, and still winning. And we're doing it all safely. So leave the cleaning and care to us, and we'll leave the relaxing, indulging, and winning to you. Book our ready-to-escape package today for just $89.99, including a one-night stay, 2 Huckleberry Deli vouchers, and $10 extra play cash. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Welcome home.
And now, a moment of chill from Coors Light. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment, made to chill in a canoe, holding a beer instead of a paddle. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Connor Barrison's on to slam the door here in the ninth. It's 5-2. The Cougars score 3 in the eighth in a dramatic 2-out wild pitch and then a single back-to-back. Wild pitch scores 1 run. Colin Montez comes up next and pulls a ball into right field for a 2 RBI single, and the Cougars have a 5-2 lead as we go into the ninth. It's Carros, Cardenas, and Curiali. And can Barrison lock it down for a big Coug win here? Cougs have won 3 of the last 4-pack series. They're looking to take back-to-back over 2 of the top from the league here. They beat Oregon last weekend. And there's a pitch that's low to Carros for ball number 1. About their last 2 league wins is they've lost the Friday games. So they've won on the Saturday and the Sundays. And here's the 1-0 pitch now to Carros. Trying to change that here against the Bruins. Barrison from the stretch. A little bit low, 2-0. And Carros with a good eye there. Good sense of the zone, and he's ahead 2-0. Barrison's best pitch really is that fastball when he's got it working and locating right. The 2-1 here from Barrison. There's the fastball in the zone, and the count's 2-0 becomes 2-1. Beg your pardon. 2 balls and a strike here. He struck out Moberg back in the 8th. That was the only batter Barrison faced in the 8th. And the 2-1 here to Carros. Leadoff man in the 9th for UCLA. Swung on and chopped just foul first base side. Ball almost spun back fair.
Yeah, had a lot of English on it. But nice job by Barrison to work back. The last 2 pitches been down in the zone, and a good job to even the count.
2-ball, 2-strike count. That ball was foul in front of the bag, and then was spinning back fair, but crossed over it in foul territory. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Carros is 0 for 3. A couple of ground balls and then a flyout. And the 2-2 from Barrison is low and away. Good stop by Meyer, 3-2. By the way, Meyer's been great. We haven't even talked about him, haven't thought about him because he's just been so consistent. 3-ball, 2-strike count here. Sometimes your best catchers are the ones you don't think about. The 3-2 here from Barrison. Swung on and foul tipped. Inside fastball there. Carros catches a piece. His brother, Jared, is a pitcher out of the pen. Has started 3 games this year. Kyle and Jared.
Yeah, this is a good-looking freshman, big 6'5", third baseman, came into the game hitting 270. He's going to be a problem for this league for a couple years.
3-ball, 2-strike count here. Bases empty. Leadoff man here in the 9th. Barrison deals. Fouls off another fastball as a strike possibility on the outside part of the plate this time, and he just catches a piece and spoils it. I think he felt that one through the batting gloves, too. That one stung a little bit.
Yeah, he's been blowing on his hands most of the at-bat. His night is it's totally dark on the Palouse now.
Yeah, it's a chilly evening. It'll sting you. 3-ball, 2-strike count here in a 5-2 ball game here in the 9th. Barrison comes home, the 3-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Breaking ball away. 1 up and 1 down here in the 9th. Cougs are 2 outs away.
Challenged him with a couple fastballs the previous pitches, but there is a hard breaking pitch that we've kind of grown accustomed to seeing from Barrison the last couple of weeks, and a nice job of executing down the zone. Out number 1 in the 9th.
Here is Noah Cardenas now. Jack Philby actually will pinch hit for Cardenas. And Jake Meyer will walk out to talk to Barrison as to how to attack Philby. Now, Philby was part of the comeback win for UCLA on a key pinch hit last Friday against the Beavers. Different situation here. Bases are empty. And Philby on the year has 8 hits in 41 at-bats. And he steps in, a lefty hitter. With a 195 average on the year. And Jack Smith's playing in at third. The rest of the infield's playing with a shift over right side of the infield. First pitch, strike, outside edge, and the count's 0-1. So it's Philby and then Curiali scheduled up. We'll see if Curiali bats against Barrison here. Barrison's faced 2 Bruins and struck out both going back to last inning. The 0-1 here to Philby in a 5-2 game. A little bit low, 1-1. Fastball misses. I think it looks like a pinch hitter scheduled up for the Bruins next. I believe it's Jaron Silva. And here's the 1-1 coming to Philby. Strike at the knees. Beauty of a pitch by Barrison there. And it's a 1-2 count. So Barrison's looking for his 3rd strikeout in as many batters faced. And the 1-2. Strike 3, outside corner, pulls the string on an off-speed pitch. 3 Bruins faced, 3 Ks for Barrison, and there are 2 outs in the 9th.
Another pretty breaking pitch by Connor Barrison. That one on the outside half, started on the out. Looked like Philby gave up on it, and it broke just over the outside part of the plate. Nice frame job by, nice receive by Jake Meyer behind the plate for out number 2. Gets the call.
So here's Jaron Silva now with 9 hits in 41 at-bats on the year. And Barrison is looking to strike out the side potentially and strike out all 4 Bruins he's faced. 2 outs here in the 9th. 5-2 ball game. Barrison deals. Strike, fastball outside edge, and Barrison has the location on that heater, and the count's 0-1. Cougs have played some of their best baseball all year these last few weeks. Peaking here down the stretch, looking to take this first one against UCLA. The 0-1 to Silva. Inside and low, and that's ball number 1. 1-1. That bounces back to the backstop. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Cougs win this series, and they'll have national attention. Looking to get a regional seed. And getting to the postseason. Here's the 1-1. This is swung on and chopped to first base, and it's spinning just foul. Gloved by Barrison on the sprint toward first.
I think he's a little juiced up.
Kind of cut off Manzardo there. Barrison actually floated to
right,
first.
I was going to say, he might have tried to jump up to catch it before it bounces foul. Let's take a breath here, Connor Barrison, and take a breath and execute a good 1-2 pitch down in the zone and seal up this Cougar win.
Barrison needs one strike to end the ball game and get the Cougs his Friday victory. One-two count here to Silva, pinch hitter for UCLA. Barrison is set. 2 outs in the ninth. Base is empty. The 1-2. Swung on and grounded right side of the infield. Gloved by Gouldsmith. Throws off target at first, and Manzardo's pulled off the bag. A ball that bounces up the right field line with Silva hustling toward first. Pulls Manzardo's cleat off. And I think that'll be ruled an E4. Gouldsmith threw that ball off target and up the right field line.
Yeah, a tough routine ground ball, but the wind in your face and the weather is the temperature's dropping a little bit, so tough to get a good handle on it. Might have pulled it a little bit, and UCLA continues the battle.
Yep. So an E4 keeps the inning alive. It was a routine play. It hit pretty hard too. Gouldsmith had it and then tossed it on one hop off target. So here's John Vaughns. He had a 2-run homer back in the 5th. And the Bruins are alive right now as Barrison is set and tosses. This one swung on and fouled off. Low fastball. Vaughn's trying to jump out on that one. Chopped it back toward the Bruin dugout. Silva was wheeling toward first, and he's got pretty good speed there at first base. Silva has 2 stolen bases in 2 attempts this year. Now, he's not going to go here with 2 outs and a 3-run deficit, but he can move, and that's good to know. Here's the 0-1 now to Vaughns. And that fastball is a little bit low, 1-1, out of the zone. So Vaughns, and then the Cougs don't want to see Kendall till tomorrow, but he is on deck. That's the top of the Bruin order. In a 5-2 ball game here, Barrison checks the runner at first. Manzardo's holding him on. The 1-1 here to Vaughns. Swing and a miss. Low fastball there, and Barrison once again is 1 strike away. Big wave there by Vaughns, the lefty. You've seen mostly fastballs, right, Bobby?
Right, but he's staying down in the zone, so it's been really tough on these UCLA hitters the last inning in the 3rd.
1 ball, 2 strike count here. A strike ends the game. Barrison is set and deals. The 1-2 with 2 outs. High and away. And that had a little extra juice on it there and taken out of the zone by Vaughns. 2-2. So he's changing locations there, all with the heater. Barrison, like you said, has been staying low. He throws that one high and away. Silva's off of first. And Barrison set. The 2-2 pitch. Check swing. Strike 3. Barrison strikes out 4 Bruins. And the Cougars win it 5-2. Barrison locks it down. The Cougars score 3 in the 8th. And Washington State takes the Friday game over UCLA 5-2 here at Bailey Brayton. Cougs win it with 3 in the 8th. They're that much closer with now 8 league games remaining to their case for a postseason berth. And a great job by the Cougar Bats to attack UCLA late. Scored 3 in the 8th, and Connor Barrison locks it down with 4 Bruins struck out and 5 batters faced. What a job by Barrison.
Wow, and filling up the strike zone all evening long. He picks up his young second baseman. A tough miscue with 2 outs allows the inning to continue, but Barrison stepping up big. Another impressive outing for the junior right-hander, Connor Barrison, dealing.
And it is White, Newstrom, and Barrison who combined for the 5-2 win. Postgame starts up next. We'll talk to the skipper, Brian Green, and we'll talk to Colin Montez as the Cougs are victorious over UCLA 5-2.
Woo! Got my